Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Rant. Today I'm joined by Jaden Bandy.
From the YouTube channel, Jaden Bandy. I'm guessing that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, you're introducing yourself.
Okay.
We're joined by Chris.
Christian Jedi from Runway Films.
We got Nick.
Notorious Nicholas.
And Liam.
And me. Who
We're
are you?
from?
Melodramatic.
And
Who?
I'm
Melodramatic. Who?
I'm Lee from Just Lee. And today's podcast is going to be about Star Wars The Last Jedi. You guys have all seen it, right?
Yes,
Oh,
we
God,
have.
yes, I have.
Unfortunately.
Sounds like some disappointed faces. We're going to discuss the pros and cons of the movie, but first off, Chris wanted to talk about
The marketing of the movie.
Go on,
I'll let
buddy.
you take it
So,
from here.
marketing-wise, the movie released a teaser, 3 different versions of the trailer, and a series of posters, and a number of TV spots with quite big spoilers, and that should not have been shown in the film.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Before we begin, should we clarify this is going to be a spoiler podcast?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we should.
Yeah,
if
we should.
you have not seen The Last Jedi,
Good on you!
good on you for one, because you saved yourself a lot of pain and a lot of misery.
You probably saved yourself $10 if you go to certain
We've
cinemas.
all led to the dark side now because
What's another
of our
example?
anger and hatred towards it. But if you haven't seen it, stay away because this will be spoiler-filled and come back after you've seen the movie.
We'll give you 5 seconds to leave before we spoil it for you.
By the way, he does
5,
not speak for all of
4,
us. Some of us enjoyed
3,
it.
Han Solo comes
2,
back.
1.
Luke dies. Anyway, back to you, Chris.
Okay, so I wanted to touch upon posters, right? So we began by getting a series of posters of individual characters with their own independent titles. Like Leia was like the general, you know, and then we had Snoke was the leader, whatever. And then we moved on to a series of light side and dark side posters, and that's when that's what got me really excited for the movie because as most of us know, in every single Star Wars poster or TV cover, the main bad guy is always at the back. And Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill, was in each version of the light side and dark side poster, he was promoted as being in the far back, and he was represented in both posters. So in the light side poster, we had Poe Dameron, we had Finn, we had Leia, and Luke in the back.
So you thought he was going to be the bad guy?
Well, the thing is, because the trailers and all that had been building the end of the Jedi, and this whole trilogy has been about moving on from what's been made in the past. You know, they had a basis on the original trilogy, not touching that much of the prequels, but it's all about this new generation and moving past it. So they kind of really promoted this whole great Jedi, outcome for the film. And they promoted Luke Skywalker as a possible antagonist for the movie.
I mean, the title of the movie is The Last Jedi, so, I mean, theories run wild with, like
it was a person,
Yeah.
or was it the whole
'cause
religion?
Jedi...
Is it
You
a
said
plural?
Jedi is plural, right?
And singular
So,
as well.
yeah. So, I mean, theory was that
Yeah.
either Luke was going to die, or Luke was going to turn...
Do the
dark
dark
Yeah,
side.
and be an
And in
antagonist.
the trailers, he even says it's time for the Jedi to
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
So it's like,
So-
does that mean he's gonna die?
Yeah, or like turn or
Yeah.
do something new. Because
But no, that didn't happen.
yeah, like
No, it was.
because before going to the movie, I really thought they were going to push the whole great Jedi or getting rid of the dark and light side, Jedi and Sith, and finding something new. And that's the mentality I was going into the movie with. What about you guys? What thoughts or theories did you guys have prior to entering the theater?
What I was really hoping for before watching each trailer was that it was going to pull a Blade Runner 2049 or Star Wars The Force Awakens on us with the marketing. With Force Awakens 2 years ago, we had no idea what kind of film we were entering into. We knew nothing about it except that it took place 30 years after Return of the Jedi and the original cast was returning.
Yeah.
There was theories going on, is Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren, and all these rubbish theories. Fast forward a couple of years, the teasers and trailers were well made. We were bottle flipping just then, but you can't see it. Sorry about that. So Disney is really good with teasers and trailers normally for these Star Wars films. Then came in these TV spots where they were just spoiler fills. I tried avoiding them for the most part because
Me too,
TV spots, international trailers, you stay away from.
I know that you
Special
do.
Army runway film. Sorry, that's the second time I've done that today.
Yeah.
I've used from Special Army self runway films. Spoiled it for us for one of the scenes, which was
I don't listen to them anyway, so that's fine.
movie conversation. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. The thing is, because
I
like,
speak to people
because it was promoted by like the official like Star Wars Instagram, and it said
Yeah.
teaser. It was like lucky 3 seconds from the spot, so I thought it was a teaser, and then you confirmed it was a spot, which it was my fault.
Yeah, but still, a high studio like Disney shouldn't have had spoilers like that in their trailer. So it's like Homecoming earlier this year, but not as bad.
They definitely didn't keep it lock and key.
Yeah, 'cause,
They
like-
definitely let a lot go.
Because the thing is, if like this was the most anticipated movie of the year, and like if you really want to build this whole, like if you really want to get people to come and watch it, don't give us that much knowledge of it, and then because it's catching up with The Force Awakens, like when in terms of like making.
It's just made $1 billion.
Yeah.
in
Yes,
box
and
office.
So like,
I mean,
Force Awakens made 2.3.
so like,
I feel like when you have
boys.
a movie that's so anticipated by everyone, I mean, Star Wars is a household name.
Yeah.
I feel like when you hype a movie that much, it's so easy to disappoint because people have wild expectations. Like you said, Chris, you expected Luke to turn, you expected all this cool stuff.
and we got 30 years of a fan base.
No one hates Star Wars films like Star Wars fans. That's just a fact.
I know there's
So how do you feel?
there's that line that's always said in every Star Wars movie.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
That was my reaction halfway through watching The Last Jedi.
As you know, that's said in every Star Wars movie.
And how it was said here
Oh,
was one
What it was said?
was one of the many fuck yous to the fans.
Who said it, Jaden? I know you're very
you're very vocal
opinionated
about this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I realised when watching that, as did all of you guys, that no one said it. I done my research. BB-8 says it.
I'll just chime in. I really like that BB-8 said it. I think that was awesome.
like,
But we don't have any acknowledgements of it in the
Yeah.
film. Like, even if a character goes, yeah, I have a bad feeling about this to be BB-8 or whatever,
Yeah.
at least acknowledge
it could
that
have
he
been
said
like
it.
the one time they could have given him subtitles, or someone could have been like, "Oh, what did he say?" And Poe could have been like, he said he has a bad feeling about this or something, But like, it's kind of cool that a robot did it because
Yeah.
it had to happen at one point, but no one knew.
But I feel like it's cool. It makes it like an Easter egg, but you have to do your
You have to,
research. You have to.
But
I mean,
we have to be
still-
told that.
You
We
have to
don't, we
look
don't
for it, yeah.
find out in the film. We have to be told about it
I mean, yeah. There's.
out of the filming.
I mean, is there any way of knowing what the robot says anyway?
Subtitles or
Yeah,
like someone responding. Back on the whole marketing thing.
Oh, sorry.
God damn it,
Off
Liam.
onto film then. So the biggest thing that has triggered me, because I'm using the word triggered.
Are you a feminist now?
Shooketh.
He might as well be after
God,
watching
problem
this
with
movie.
that, it's 2018. You can't not be a feminist these days.
2018.
We're leaving that
Right?
in
Women's
2000.
Yeah.
rights. And
Well,
2000.
Oh, it's a real stick
we'll get
up,
onto
isn't it?
social commentary and political correctness later, because I
that's
have
the-
a
that's
lot
the
to
next
talk about.
episode.
Yeah, that's right.
With the
Logan Paul rant coming up.
But after watching this, I went back to the trailer, and it said the saga continues. No, the saga really much concludes, which I'll get onto later on.
whose
in this
saga though?
episode. The whole freaking thing.
Is that all we have to talk about with the marketing? Because
Are you-
I know you're eager to dive in.
Yeah, I'm eager to
Yeah.
dive into
I'm
it.
eager to
Yeah.
dive
I just
into
want to rant into this. And
I'll let Jaden take the
Don't
command of this. So, what's your thoughts about how it was structured as a movie? How the trilogy?
What's my review on my channel? okay,
Subscribe to Jaden Bandy.
Link is down below for the
No, it's
review.
not. I edit these videos sometimes. No, I don't. That's a lie.
Don't sell yourself.
I own the channel.
Okay, so you asked me how it was structured. I'm going to start there. Ryan Johnson does not know how to structure a movie narrative.
Who's Ryan Johnson?
He was the director and writer, the only writer of this film.
I thought he
Wait,
should.
wait, is he only writer?
He's the only writer.
What the fuck?
He directed
So far,
and
this
wrote
has
it.
been a really negative, podcast.
We'll get
It
some
needs to
positive.
come to
Should
this
we-
side of the
yeah.
room.
Should we just clarify? Nick, Liam, and we all like the movie somewhat.
I partially like it. I won't say.
Chris,
There's bits that I'm a bit
It's-
don't
nitpicky
like
Yeah.
about.
No, I'm gonna go with no.
And Jaden is a strong
Like,
no.
okay, this is how I'm gonna put it. I like the prequels better.
I 100% agree, because at least those felt like actual Star Wars films. Like, they had the tone, they had the feel. George Lucas, he had the vision, he followed through with it.
I
Rian
prefer
Johnson
George
didn't know.
Lucas to fucking Ryan Johnson.
Nick, you're editing this thing, so put like a little triggered thing there, like triggered. As soon as he says he likes the prequels, triggered.
George Lucas, I didn't say I like them, because, you know, they are crap films, but I have more enjoyment with them, and I can recognise them as Star Wars films more.
I know you said they're more of a Star Wars than this Star Wars, right?
Okay, so there's this whole thing about high expectations and that. I'm not having high expectations going to a Star Wars film. I have high expectations when going to a film. Films are artworks made by professionals. They should be able to know, like theatrical releases, big blockbuster films. They should be able to handle their stories, handle
You're
their characters
professional.
properly.
Yeah, every movie should be
Like,
up to Dunkirk.
Someone who
level.
does Star Wars has to be someone on top of the game. Because, like, for example, Star Wars is not something you just give to a random fucking director.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Star Wars is something that a director would say is their
the big thing.
Their
Like,
biggest
that's
thing in
like
the-
someone
that's-
working with
yeah.
Batman.
It should be their
you need to
biggest
be
thing.
real good. The thing is, Ryan Johnson, someone who's done a handful of good. He's done a bunch of good movies, a bunch of bad movies, and he wrote a lot of stuff for Breaking Bad. But I don't think that would make him eligible for Star Wars.
Absolutely not.
Ridley Scott has actually blasted Disney to say that Star Wars films should be given to more experienced directors.
Nolan.
Like
Instead of
J.J.
indie-
Abrams.
Edgar Wright.
Spielberg.
Instead of indie film directors, because
M. Night
really, those
Shyamalan.
were his Johnson's level. His only other big film was Looper in 2012, but that isn't a big commercial.
No, it was just like a good movie.
It was
it's
like
film
a.
that's there.
It was like a. What do you call them?
Yeah, like a pop thing.
Pop culture. Like what do
And,
you?
it was a young-
Ridley Scott knows what he's
was a
talking about
movie.
as well because he made the Alien movies. So
He
clearly
made one good alien movie. We'll stop there.
Random question.
he knows sci-fi, my dude.
He made the only good alien movie.
Yeah.
We'll stop there.
How would you feel about Nolan doing Star Wars?
I don't think he.
No,
Nah.
With
I
Nolan,
think he should stick
Yeah.
to more.
he only
movie-
comes into
yeah.
franchises, established franchises, when
At the beginning?
you need to build from the ground up.
Yeah.
That's why he hasn't
Like
signed
Dark
on
Knight.
for a Bond film. Yes, he says he will love to do
Keyword
one, but
being yet.
he'll need to
But someone on
the
his
franchise.
level, right?
I think
She
Edgar
has-
Wright would be good at doing Star Wars,
Even
especially how
Like comedy one?
the new Star Wars has got like a comedic tone nowadays.
If you mix his style of Star Wars, it could be something new.
I mean, he does action really well.
Disney are
But I mean, like, you know,
treating,
his comedy.
Disney are treating Star Wars like their Marvel films now.
And that's
like we're
what
getting more than one per year, and they're going towards a more mass audience. They have a wider demographic when they're not sticking to what Star Wars
And
original
if you-
Marvel
How-
itself
oh,
was
sorry,
sticking
you go,
to.
Chris.
I was gonna say, like, if you think about it, like, the few recent Star Wars movies kind of, like, build on each other. So we had The Force Awakens reintroducing Han Solo. Now we're gonna get the Han Solo movie and all that. And,
Yay.
like, now, like, what, Obi-Wan...
Unnecessary filler.
Oh, you said they
capitalizing
had
on saga.
movies worked up
Bounty
till
Hunter.
2030 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But how do you guys feel about? It's a bit off topic. How do you guys feel about Disney slowly getting control of a bunch of movie
I don't
franchises?
Disney's gonna own the world.
If it's
eventually.
done properly, then fine. Like,
As long as we get good movies,
Disney?
I don't care.
Disney don't take risk. Like that's
Yeah,
why
that's
I love.
what I was gonna say.
Let's say films like, not really by Warner Bros. And Fox because they are more demographic, but let's say Universal, Paramount, or even smaller indie films. They take the risk they need to, and it's because they don't go out for the wide demographic. They just are there to tell the story they want to tell.
I say Universal takes the most risk.
Yeah,
like...
Like Jurassic World, that was a big risk.
we're going totally off topic at the moment.
Yeah.
But one of my
Back to Sith Wars.
But one of my favorite studios at the moment is an independent one that was founded in 2012 titled A24. They've made films such as The Disaster Artist,
Okay.
A Ghost Story, Swiss Army Man.
I need to watch
Good
that
film.
one.
You know, they have all these different films out there. And it's just such a variety. And, you know, they don't go out towards a demographic. They went, okay, this is the thing we want to tell. So we're going to tell it. We don't care if all these people likes it, dislikes it, pays for it, whatever. We want to make this film. So we're going to make this film.
It's pretty much a game money, which they did a good job with. Like, let's all establish that. And that's pretty much what filming industry is. It's not All it
It
is
doesn't
gaining
matter
money.
about
It's
if
about
the,
money.
if the audience likes it. As long as the critics like it, it gets good reviews, and you get heaps of money for it, and it's fine. It doesn't matter if the fans like it.
There's
Anyway,
another thing.
Okay, Mark Hamill. You said just like Mark Hamill.
These Star Wars, Marvel films, and that are always going to be around as long as they keep making money. Back on topic of
back
Ryan
on topic.
Johnson structuring his
sorry
films.
about that, guys.
This Last Jedi features 6 different plots from what I can recall.
So
One of
count-
them
Count them out.
being a half-an-hour detour from the actual plot,
You're talking about the
focusing
buddy
on
cop?
Finn and Rose,
I like that plot.
on animal
Get
cruelty,
out.
political correctness, social commentary.
Weapons being sold.
To both
It's
sides.
just
I like
ridiculous.
I like that
Because
plot.
it was like a standing for like pretty much America selling like weapons to warring countries.
I don't know about that. I mean, it works in
If
the
you
universe.
have money, you
Like,
control the galaxy pretty much. is
I
what
think it
was.
just shows that the Star Wars universe isn't like it's got
So grey.
it's
Yeah,
got a lot
it's
of great.
also-
I'm
black
fine
and
with
white, yeah.
messages being this film, but when you have to take a half-an-hour detour from the actual plot to deliver it, go out of your way to say, hey, this is bad.
Because you didn't need
No.
you did need that plot to continue the whole film.
Like, they kind of went, oh, Finn and Rose are going off so they can find out how to get in First Order.
You could have
That's
like
it. We don't need to know
you could
anymore.
have gone over that and done another way to get in.
I mean, you
That's-
could say they were trying to pad time for the movie.
the
But
thing is,
It's
like
They
already
could've
the
loved it.
longest one running at 154 minutes.
Like
It
this-
doesn't need to go for any longer.
you could use some shit like Finn was still a stormtrooper for like a long while, and like that, you know, there has to be a way for a stormtrooper to get into like a flagship. You know, like they couldn't worked around it. Holmes, what do you think of the structure of the movie?
well, I like the movie for one.
But like the structure
Yeah, yeah.
precisely.
Apart from it being disjointed and too much stuff going on.
All right, let's keep
Wait,
it.
sorry to like, what would you give a rating for this film?
A
Since you
rating?
like it, because we know your rating, Jaden, but for
Honestly,
you,
it's probably my second favorite Star. I know it's not a rating, but it's probably my second favorite Star Wars film.
what's your first?
Probably Force Awakens. I know like it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I really like the new trilogy so far. I think what they're doing with it is it's different. Only I know that. I know it's not what the fans want and stuff, but I've never been a big Star Wars fan anyway. I know Liam has, right?
He's wearing a Star Wars shirt.
I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt and my Star Wars necklace. So
Yeah, so
wow.
he's a big fan. But
He's been in a war too.
yeah,
I was never really a Star Wars kid growing up anyway, but I don't. I really like what they're doing. I give this movie about it's not a 7 because 7's good, but I mean I did like it. Just to please Jaden, I'll give it like a 6.5 because I want to give it a 7.
All right,
So that's
in my mind, it'll be a 7 out of 10.
And what about you, Mello?
for me it'd probably be
out of
like
10.
it'd be no probably ranked because there were some things in there where it's just like okay that's not really Star Warsy and all that. So I'd probably give it probably a 7 or a 7.5.
Same person that
Yeah.
liked Death Note, just saying.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think you are the problem.
this guy like
You exposed them.
Let's throw a fucking bottle at him.
our boy Liam liked the Death Note adaptation on Netflix.
well then again I haven't seen the anime. I haven't read.
Yeah,
the
I
that's
mean,
fair.
opinions
So-
are opinions. You're allowed to have them,
But Fender's wrong.
but I just I like that movie just to point and laugh.
I liked the movie because it was a good action movie.
Okay.
Debatable, but anyway, us three are 7 out of 10 at least, like average. What about you guys?
Wait, no, mine's a
Do
5
you
out
want
of
to go
10.
first?
Okay.
Since
fine.
you guys, well, you four already know mine, but I should do. It's 3 out of 10. It's the second worst film I've seen this year, right behind that shit show, which was Dead Man Tales No Tales. Not even say the franchise name because it's not a part of the franchise. Go
Talking
on.
about Pirates of the Caribbean.
No.
With my
Also owned by Disney.
Coincidence?
with my
Yes.
rating, I'm gonna be a bit analytical with it. I'm gonna start with giving it a 4 out of 10, but that's mainly because partly because I'm a Star Wars fan myself.
Just to butt in real quick. You did enjoy the movie watching
I
it,
did
right?
enjoy the movie watching it, yes, and but it was when I analyzed it and went over it, I thought everything and I had a real think through it that brought it down for me. But as a Star Wars fan and someone who values storytelling, I was really disappointed by this film, and then the structure just made it really hard for me to enjoy it, and really bad choices made in this movie just ruined it for me. Because this movie would have been gold if the Ryan had done things differently. Like there was a lot of opportunities for him to make this into the best Star Wars movie ever. But I'm gonna have to say, like, the 4 points I'm giving it's because the effects are better. Like it looks beautiful. Like as much as I shit on the lightsaber battle in this one, the new trilogy has my favorite sort of like lightsaber combat style. The look, the creatures. Like, the introduction of the Porg is amazing.
You love the Porgs, don't you?
Yes.
I have to say something though. You just touched on the effects. 10 years time from now, they're not going to live up. Back in 1999 when Phantom Menace came out, that had great effects too, remember?
But like,
Look at them now.
1 year later.
I know,
But
but
I'm
these,
not. I don't think we're looking at a movie like. We're not looking at the movie saying what will people think of it in the future.
We're looking at it how it
now,
looks like.
yeah.
But nowadays, I think the special effects are great.
From a filmmaking standpoint, like Star Wars is a story that's going to be remembered throughout generations.
I mean,
like,
every
this is gonna be
generation
here before
has.
we're gone.
Yeah.
Not after we're gone.
Every generation
Not
has
before.
their
Yeah.
trilogy.
Well, because it's here now, of course it's going to be there before we're gone.
Yeah.
I would kind of be like 1 point for the fact that it's Star Wars, because, like, it's a franchise that I like, so I'm gonna, there's that want to see it, so I'm gonna give it 1 for that. 2, because I was entertained during the movie. Like, there were bits where I was entertained, and there were some bits I was like laughing and all that. The 3rd point because of the effects and the visuals, and then the 4th point because it had there was like 3 things I really liked in this movie, and it had my favorite Star Wars moment in the whole saga.
What was that?
And that was the suicide run done by Admiral Hondo that split
That was so
the
cool.
flagship in half.
Speaking on that point, with the structure, because it kind of ties in with structure, that scene that Christian just said then goes completely silent for about, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Something
a
like
slow
that?
scene.
Yeah, so it's like 30 seconds or something. Some cinemas in America have actually put up posters.
It's
now.
America. The fucking...
Dumb.
Wait.
So,
Don't insult a whole entire, like...
I love
America
you.
is the
Please
world.
support me.
yeah, so they...
Popcorn machine. Come on now.
they have to put up posters because some audience goers have said, this is something wrong with the movie because it's completely silent. Like, the visuals still play, but the movie's gone silent.
How
Not
do you
true.
not understand, like, it was meant to be... It wasn't even completely silent.
That
You could
proves,
feel
though,
it.
how short of an attention span modern day audiences have.
Mainstream,
Because mainstream audience, they're not used to having silence on the screen in front of them to build those intensity. What they're used to is seeing mindless
yeah. Wait, I'm gonna get a
explosions for 2
spoon.
hours.
Open your mouth. This is like the movies nowadays. You got the movie. You got the fucking
Here comes
spoon.
the airplane!
Here comes the plot points.
If a film by
This podcast is just audio, so I don't know why I actually did that to James now.
like a film by, let's say, Alfred Hitchcock, that would be hated if it was released in 2018.
Definitely.
It would be absolutely hated on by the normal moviegoers, but by critics or indie film fans, they'll love it.
One thing I'm gonna point out is like I believe like one of the main reasons why, especially you and I, are giving it are being harder on the movies because we are like. I think sometimes I feel we're too serious about filmmaking because that's the career path we want to do.
we all want to... Oh,
Liam.
yeah, sorry.
So,
We
like-
want to do editing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me, Chris, and
Yeah,
Jaden
so,
do
like-
filmmaking.
And because we have a certain style and a certain directors and a certain films that we like you make me a Nolan bitch and I love
He's deconstructing films now because it's like, yo, Christian,
Yeah.
watch Dunkirk, it's in cinemas now.
Yeah,
Round
you guys are team Nolan, but I'll always be team
so like
Edgar Wright.
the thing is with Tim Nolan, I become more I prefer films like that are really well done, really well written with like a nice story. So I kind of like if I see a movie that's not up to that standard, I would be more critical of it. So that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm drilling so hard into The Last Jedi because it's not. What I would say, it's not like up to standards with like the big names in Hollywood, which that's what it should be.
Okay. So with Last Jedi, I'm going to kick off a rant here, and then you guys can have your say because I'm going to go on for a minute or two,
The Rant.
and then I will go further into it if I see an opportunity fit.
And in
But
this
I'm just going for
corner.
a couple of minutes here.
Okay, go.
So for Force Awakens,
yes.
establish mysteries, unknown things such as mysteries. It set up mysteries and questions
Ray's
for future.
parents.
One example.
That's a fuck you.
JJ knew
Who
what...
is Snoke?
JJ...
Some guy.
I believe that JJ had all these
Is Han
answers
Solo
in mind.
actually dead?
This should have been JJ Abrams' trilogy.
Well, yeah, you should talk about the fact that Ryan Johnson just fucking butted it in his trilogy.
Because JJ's coming in for episode 9. As I said, it feels more like a conclusion in the series. Because it answers all these questions in the most underwhelming, anticlimactic, poorly written way possible.
Oh, are you talking about Snoke? And
Everything.
the
All for mysteries, all for
Yeah.
questions that was set up in Force Awakens were crap on Last Jedi. Then Last Jedi ended on the note of there's always going to be hope in the galaxy. But there's always going to be hope in the galaxy. No, that's wrong. This war is always going to be happening, but as long as there's hope, we can still fight. And then it shows the end with the kid. After Luke's death, there's always going to be balance in the Force. It feels more like a conclusion. And that's why episode 9 writers are having such difficulty continuing the story.
Like, they're written themselves into a fucking dark street. The things they had so many exits, and now like they fucked up. Like Carrie Fisher, it's the biggest fuck up like ever.
Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
Carrie
you
Fisher.
dying's
Bless
not
her
the
soul.
fuck
But,
up,
like,
it's how
how-
they wrote you.
How are you gonna write her off? How are you gonna solve Snoke? This big fucking villain that you built up, it's nothing now. Like, how are you gonna do so many things?
As you said, they had so many options, and now they're on that one-way road. There's only one place they can go, and that is to make...
America great again.
Because with the Last Jedi, it was supposed to be a middle chapter of a 3-story arc. No, it was a conclusion. It was a conclusion to a saga. And then here's something that really bothered me outside of the mysteries and the answers we got to those questions. They never follow through with anything that happened in this film. Like, such as Leia dying or even Finn. Finn's
Fake
scene
death.
was so emotional near the end. And
But
then Rose comes out of
But then
nowhere.
Marvel movie.
SJW comes in.
That's the Marvel movie thing. They don't kill big characters. The thing is, like, it's kind of like Civil War when they didn't kill Rhodey.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's the same thing that with fucking Leia. They nearly killed her off at the beginning of the movie by being sucked in by the
into
vacuum of
space.
space.
I'm a shoot. And then shooting star began playing.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
Then she like force levitated back into the the ship, and then Finn, a person who's just deserted his old life. It's all about the resistance. He's willing to give his life away to give everyone a chance to escape. He's gonna die a hero's death. Fucking Jar Jar Binks 2.0 saves him, and then like, "I love you," even though we spent 18 hours together.
Did you just call Rose Jar Jar Binks?
She's
Something I picked up on as well. In Return of the Jedi, with the spaceship that crashes into the Star Destroyer,
Yeah.
Star Destroyer, and it crashes. I noticed something. It seems like Asian space terrorists have like a habit of crashing into things. So
Are we gonna have to censor that just in case?
Back on Carrier's death though.
Our 4 viewers
Akbar.
might be Asian.
yeah, Akbar.
I didn't
Iconic.
even realise that he died until I was told about it after I saw the movie.
Iconic.
Akbar?
Iconic
I didn't
character.
even know he died.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I mean, he wasn't important to the plot.
But still, a character
an
that
iconic
beloved.
character.
Yeah, it's
He's
like
been a part of the franchise since 1983, and that's how they write him out.
it's like a fan favorite character, even though the best thing he's known for is for saying
It's a
it's a trap.
and also it's another Death Star.
Yeah.
Force Awakens.
No, this was the Death Star. Something I like about Force Awakens, though, it gave you something that you were used to, something that you loved to please all fans, but it gave you enough new to make it something you've never seen
Yeah.
before.
I feel like it was a lot. It was exactly like A New Hope, but
Star
they
Wars.
also had it. What?
Jane doesn't call
Oh,
it
yeah.
New Hope.
Because it was originally Star Wars, right? Because it wasn't meant to have sequels or anything.
It wasn't supposed to have prequels.
It was a...
Well,
fun
besides-
fact,
I mean, they probably had like the whole thing in George's
when
mind. but-
Empire and Return of the Jedi comes out, you'll see this because I bought Return of the Jedi on Alta today, so we'll watch it after the podcast sometime, hopefully.
Yep.
At the start of it, it actually says Episode 6, and that's because Lucas wanted to keep the rights to Star Wars, and he wanted to do prequels, so he goes, if I include Episode 5 and Episode 6 at South Empire and Jedi, they're going to let me finish off the saga the way I wanted to. And that's back in like 1980.
Anyway,
I got something that's actually kind of short and.
you go first. Yeah.
All right. Lol.
Don't be cut out. Don't worry.
One thing that annoyed me quite a bit in this movie is something that I really hate seeing in other movies and shows is poorly done romance stories. I really hate it when a character meets another character. They spend about a day together and then they're passionately in love. Rose, introduced in this film.
I thought you meant Rose that's in Titanic then.
No. Rose, introduced in this film, falls in love with Finn, who doesn't look like, it will, he hasn't.
I don't think he's interested romantically.
Guys,
No.
Finn and Ray. I want it to happen. I don't know why I want Finn and Ray to be shipped together.
Yeah, but like, what do you guys
Wasn't
think?
that the original plan for
Yeah.
them to be a thing?
Well, the thing is, you see him. He wants to get to Ray and all. Like that's the first thing he says when he wakes up. Thing is, what do you guys think of the romance? Because I just
I
hate
think
it because
it's believable.
It's cancerous.
But I don't think
in that
Finn-
situation,
It's just a
would get
multicultural
yes.
I
relationship
don't
can
think-
happen.
I don't
Even a
think
long time
Finn
ago.
as a
Yeah,
character,
that's too far
like,
away.
I don't think Finn as a character is romantically interested in Rose. I think he's more of like a friend.
Yeah.
It'd be
But
funny if he French zone her during
I
that
think
scene.
Ray also has the same mindset to Finn.
Yeah.
There was kind of forced set up at the end of the movie as well with Poe and Ray. Because Poe's just like, "Hi, I'm Poe."
that was a
Yeah,
really
introducing him.
That
So
was
and then
yeah.
she's like, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm." Then Ray's like, "Oh, I'm Ray," and then Poe is like, "Yeah, I know that already."
Well, of
That's
course he
just-
would
yeah.
know.
Next minute,
Okay,
hardcore.
Han Solo.
Next minute,
Finn
hardcore
has-
sex
Okay,
scene.
Han Solo with whole I know.
But like, I don't think introducing your name makes it like, hey, I'm Liam.
That seemed like false
I love
set
you.
up to me.
Hey,
Hey Liam, I'm Nick. You want to
Finn and
fuck?
Ray, though,
Yeah, man.
I'm shipping that
Just
together. I
sexy.
really want.
The thing is, when you said it was believable, I would start thinking right now, and I kind of get on those conditions. Like this whole mission will cost you your life. Like you're probably gonna die within a day, and you kind of like is that being scared and wanting someone there beside you, supporting you, all that. So I think, and the fact that Finn was a hero, I think Rose attached to Finn too much. Like it's a typical person, like you meet someone, they're fantastic or whatever, and you kind of get too many feelings at the beginning.
Rose had the same fate as Finn did at the end of the last film. She's ended up, we don't know if she's dead or if she's just in a coma.
I think they'll say write her out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, exactly the same as
Shit.
if they didn't know how to handle the character.
She might be part of the main cast in the next one.
I like her as a character. I think she's a cool character. I like having more non-force users.
It's
'cause
a
it makes-
normal. She's a soldier. That's the thing.
It
That's
makes
what's cool about her.
force-sensitive users seem like more rare.
She's a parallel to Finn if you think about it, because he was a stormtrooper soldier and turned into main character. She is a resistance soldier turned into main. Well, that's
She's
part
just
two.
She's just an engineer and he's just a janitor. It's like they both had pretty.
They're both shit.
They both had pretty minimalistic jobs. Like the only her job wasn't to like release all the bombs.
One thing I don't get, right?
Her
Because
sister was.
Yeah.
so Finn was a janitor, right? But he was still part of this elite, the riot squad.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck?
And that was like his first mission
Yeah,
to go.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Jakku
that's
was his first.
Oh, so that's why he was like all terrified
With-
and all that.
Yeah.
Speaking about not knowing how to handle their characters, I've got two in mind. I'm going to start with the first one. Kylo Ren. He is conflicted
Thick
as
boy.
hell. He switches sides probably around 30 times in this
Ben
film. He
Added here.
like in the last film, it was good seeing the balance. Like they're still good in you. I know it. It's like no, there's no chance for me. That's fine. But going, oh, I'm good. I'm bad. Let's start our own first order.
Let me get my
no,
tits
actually,
out now.
Your favorite
actually,
scene in the movie.
legit,
I
I'm back on first order. I'm supreme leader
I
now.
personally believe that he like is gonna wipe out like the Jedi, but I also think he's gonna betray the First Order at the end of the night.
Oh yeah, because whatever that shouting Hitler guy will try to do something.
I
yeah.
trust JJ to come back in, and it's like, okay, I'm going to finish what I've started.
I think Hux
didn't
is
quite
gonna
have
be
a
the
pickle.
main antagonist. I think Hux is gonna be the main antagonist.
Yeah, probably.
I can see Kylo coming in with the Knights of Ren, because JJ did tease that
Yeah,
in
where the fuck are
The
they?
Force Awakens, so
And it's hinted at in Last Jedi about the Knights of Ren as well. Like
Yeah.
what happened to the Jedi that Kylo took with him.
Wait, so who's directing
This one.
the
JJ,
JJ.
he's directing and writing.
So
and
it's
JJ
pretty much
which
back
was-
at it with JJ.
I hope it's just a redo of Return of Jedi at this point, because it's a sequel trilogy. When you think of stereotypical sequels, a redo of an original but with new stuff added in
I mean,
makes sense.
the new trilogy is kind of like a soft reboot to Star Wars. Like, it's not a complete reboot to the franchise, but it's
like
it's like the new. It's like this generation's Star Wars.
it's like X-Men First Class to the original X-Men trilogy.
Yeah, like it's in the same universe, but it's completely different.
Yeah. Second character is Rey. Rey had the big part to do in the first and second act of the film. But as soon as her kind of parentage was revealed, did you realise that she was not seen for the third act with the battle on that planet?
No.
It's as if
She was in the Millennium Falcon. Oh no, she wasn't. That's not true.
No, she wasn't.
She was in there.
But then she got
But-
dropped off, right?
Yeah, she.
But she was flying around, so they had to wait to write her out of the story until she needed to come back in.
Yeah.
They basically done everything they needed to with that character that they didn't know how to progress her.
All she did was Jedi training, her own training, and then
Doesn't need
And
training.
hold hands with Kylo Ren. It's like,
She's perfect.
I like that.
she's perfect.
She's perfect though. With Luke, he was this vulnerable.
I don't
Normal...
think she's perfect anymore. I think the reveal that her parents are nobles.
Actually, no, she's not, because she is the worst. Like, because people like
and she's the most conflicted.
Alright,
Like,
this is
Kylo
what
Ren.
this is what I meant then. This is what I meant. So Luke was this farm boy, basically came from nothing,
Sand Planet.
and
blue
then
milk.
and then he went
Green
off and explored this galaxy. It took them 3 films to learn the ways of the
She
Jedi. She done it in less than 1.
You know what?
Too easy.
You know what I'm thinking, right? Because they talk about the raw potential in the Force and all that, and you know how like in the fight with Kylo in the Force Awakens, she taps into. I would say the dark side, because she looked fucking pissed off during that fight.
I mean,
Mango
when
his
she's on the
face.
island with Luke, you see a lot of her exploring the dark side.
Yeah, and I'll get to that in a bit. So like, I feel like when she's fighting, she kind of taps into the Force, or like the Force kind of like aids her. That's where she's so like proficient with her fighting style. Because, for example, in the canon novelization for Return of the Sith, Obi-Wan, when he fights with Grievous, he's not doing anything himself.
Return of the Sith.
Revenge. Sorry.
of the Jedi.
Sorry.
That's
So
confused.
in that fight against
Phantom Hope.
against Grievous, he's not doing anything.
Last Menace.
He's letting the Force like
Attack of the Empire.
so he's letting the Force flow through him, which you know is the reason why he won that battle. And like how it was explained that he won that battle, right? So that's what things happening with Rey.
The revenge strikes back.
The thing with Rey, people like I heard a lot of people would be like, "Oh, she's the best Jedi and whatever." She's the worst. She's been tapping into the dark side. When Luke told her not to dwell in the dark side vision, she went in. She even went into
Yeah, what does Luke know?
then she went into like the dark side like cave, and I personally the whole dark side cave thing I don't really get.
It was symbolic. More
It was.
than anything.
I'm
Click,
guessing it was
click,
supposed to be a
click.
throwback.
But don't forget-
throwback to the Empire Strikes
That
Back.
island is like
what it was?
a ancient
Ancient like
Jedi island, so I think
Oh, okay.
like
gets more
It's the
symbolic.
same.
But
it's
that's
the same
technically-
as the,
With weird
it's the same
gypsy
as the
creatures.
cave on Dagobah.
My question,
from
right?
Empire Strikes Back.
is like, are we meant to take it by its literal like what the literal symbolism is like? It's a self-reflection. Like it's pretty much a self-reflection of herself.
Oh,
in
she
a
wants
dark-
to see what.
Yeah, like, and she just because to me, all I got from it was like, oh, it's a self-reflection scene. Like, what's going through her mind. She's reflecting on all these flawed views of the Jedi and why she's there, and why did she turn to like Luke Skywalker? And like to me, like it was just like that's how I took it, but I wasn't sure if that's how I was meant to took it. Like to me, it feels too subjective. And then like, I don't know, she's on the right path with that whole great Jedi thing they were building up, but like. I don't know, it felt like they went wrong with her.
I feel like the reason Rey's progressed so quickly as a character is because we've already seen the progression of
A Jedi.
2 Jedi now. Like, we've got Anakin and Luke.
Anakin?
Well, we saw his progression.
We've
in the
never
prequel.
seen
And
Luke
then-
train someone though. Like, plus also Luke doesn't really know the Jedi
I mean,
way as such as well.
have we ever got
Yeah, he hasn't read
Proper-
He's only got the books.
things?
They didn't
How's
read.
he for Revan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I
right.
think have we even got proper training? Like, like a movie when it's like imagine just Obi-Wan and Anakin on a mission,
like
just
Rocky kind of.
yeah, like you literally teaching him, stuff like proper, in the morning we're going to do sparring training. In the afternoon, we're going to do some levitation training.
We kind of had it in this movie.
In this movie, yeah, but it was like mostly... So,
He
like,
even said it's like 3 lessons, that's it. She only got 2.
yeah, and like they cut the third one out.
Cut out.
Which was supposed to be darker, right?
Yeah, the third one had this real... I can't remember what it is. I'm going to look it up.
I think
Speaking of
How did she outdo Luke in battle, too, with the fucking...
because the plot
Luke's
said so.
old and he doesn't use the Force. He doesn't use the Force.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what
it's
she
the
said.
thing.
She said when she put the lightsaber on, she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you've disconnected yourself." Like,
Yeah, but like, still to me, because like...
And then at the end, he's automatically connected to the Force.
I think even non...
It's like when you turn your Wi-Fi
And
off
that-
and then turn it back on.
And him dying at the end is the biggest FU to fans I've ever
I think
seen.
his death was really cool. Like, it was very like reminiscent of Obi-Wan dying.
It was cool on paper. The execution for it was shocking.
Like,
I really liked how he just vanishes. I don't know.
the way I would have written this character, this hero, this legend, I would have done it in... There's 3 ways I would have done it. So he projects himself with the Force to appear in Dakwar, the mining planet. So when he arrives there, it's a Force projection of him taking on the First Order. What I would have done is send him there himself. Like, go there yourself, take on the First Order by yourself, and pretty much as the gates of the mining facility are closing, have him, take on... You know how like he got a barrage of fucking... the monkey AT-AT things.
The AT-6s.
Have him just force blast, just have him fighting as the gates close. He dies a martyr. He dies, a hero. It's a hero's death.
I think that's a bit too cliche. Though.
Yeah,
I know,
I
but
would've
like if you're
loved
gonna
to
kill
see
him
That,
off,
if people are mad at Rey being in Mary Sue, how do you think they're gonna feel if Luke takes on?
the thing is
like,
that would be
like-
his redemption story. Because if you're gonna go with this whole I'm a sad cunt.
What they redo like Boromir's scene in Lord of the Rings, like I'm bad, now I'm good, oh I'm dead. Done.
Yeah, it's like
I would have had him if it had gone my way with like Rey and Kylo, made their own thing and then went against Luke.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of hoping for.
I wouldn't like to see maybe Rey Kylo kill Snoke, have Rey kill Luke or something. Or what I would have done realistically, not kill Snoke, not kill Luke, save them for the next film and have them battle it out.
Rip
Snoke
Snoke.
was the biggest ripoff ever.
It was kind of funny though. It's like
Yeah, it was
my guy
How
will
come
never
you say
betray
Kylo
me.
killing
He's the
him,
best
though?
guy ever. Die,
How
got
come
me.
you have seen Kylo killing him though? Like has
Yeah.
this huge monologue about
he was like,
how
"I
he
see everything in your mind."
Next minute,
Maybe it's more abstract. Maybe it's like
He can see the
knows what-
conviction. He can see the.
Maybe it's like, oh, he's gonna kill. Maybe all he sees is he's gonna kill his enemy, and he
He's
just
going to strike...
assumes.
He's going to strike his 2 enemies.
I like the way he died though. Like,
the-
I felt like it was really good the way they executed
like
it.
the way he dies is like really reminiscent to like the Sith betraying each other.
Yeah.
To me, it worked not this soon because he was so
They
charming, and
didn't-
charismatic, and
it was a great deal of Return for Jedi if you think about
Yeah.
it. You have the Supreme Leader, Emperor, he's an apprentice.
a
talking to
Darth
the-
Vader figure.
Talking to the new
Snoke
hero.
seems so powerful as well. And
Yes.
he died so easily.
And then you have them talking to a new hero as the rebel ships are being attacked as they're trying to flee away.
It's the same.
Also, Anakin's lightsaber is now broken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Rip.
A cameo that annoyed me. It's not Yoda yet. That was just straight up fan service.
Oh, was it?
Was Mads.
Mars? Yeah.
Who?
That was fucking bad.
That was
Her number 1 rule as well. She broke her number 1 rule, which is no fighting.
no capes.
She broke her 1 rule.
and she's fighting.
And she's fighting.
It felt like I was watching a scene out of last year's Ratchet
She's
and
playing
Clank
fucking
movie.
VR
Wait,
Star Wars.
Who's Mars?
She's
Mars is
the
the new
orange.
Yoda.
You know how...
Forgettable character.
She's the one that
Chewbacca's
lives in the
girlfriend.
castle.
Yeah.
At least we still don't know that mystery. How she got Anakin's lightsaber. That's
I don't
the
think
fluff.
we need an answer to that. Who cares?
Which
I found it.
The plot.
The plot says so.
But it felt like a scene of 2016's Ratchet and Clank movie. And wait, I got the third training lesson, if peeps want to hear it.
I think I have an idea what it is.
Let's do a quick read then.
After Luke and Rey talk about the history of the Jedi, boats are seen coming to the islands. Rey inquires, yes, and Luke says they're bandits who regularly terrorize the caretakers. Outraged, Rey says she wants to help, but Luke tells her if she helps, they will come back stronger and in greater numbers. A true Jedi would just let it happen and keep the balance.
That's dumb.
Rey disagrees and runs to the village. When she gets there, she lights up her lightsaber. she realizes Luke lied. It's not bandits, it's a party that one that Chewie is enjoying with the Porgs, R2-D2 and others. Rey feels relief, but betrays.
And that's actually kind of cool because it's a whole like, you know, like you're gonna go hell.
Plus, we get to see more.
I'm gonna go
Porgs.
kill some bandits. Oh wait.
I think it's more like, you know,
Finally, some
Ryan
action.
help the people who need help and all that.
Talking about Jedi killing and violence, I've been waiting to talk about this. In Return of the Jedi, released in 1983,
Yes.
Luke's thoughts there was still light left in his father. He won't give up the hope.
The second most evil person in the
He
whole
comes in the
galaxy.
Last Jedi.
He cut your hand.
He senses just a tiny little bit of darkness within Kylo Ren. So what does he do to his own nephew? He tries to kill him in his own sleep.
So Kylo Ren combines.
I don't have a problem with it.
Wait, my nephew could be Hitler? Maybe? Well,
And what
sorry,
was,
kiddo.
How they executed it was as in the he said, she said story.
Yeah, three
we saw
flashbacks.
3 different versions. We did not need to see
I
3
liked
different
it. I
versions.
But
like
why?
how it misled you. It's like Luke tells you, oh, he,
One
it's
version.
fine doing
yeah.
that once.
and then
but doing
Kylo
it-
tells you the true version that like he wasn't doing anything wrong, and he fucking tries to kill
to
him.
mislead you once
Luke
is...
tells the actual story.
Hey, to mislead you once though is one thing, but misleading you twice?
I would, if
Fool me
It's a
once,
whole
shame,
different thing.
shame on you.
you know what would have been kind of
Yeah,
cool?
shame on me.
Like
Fool me 3
like
times.
you know when Kylo, is it Kylo who tells her what happened?
Yes.
For the
Okay,
second time.
it would have been cool if there was like a meeting between them three, like a confrontation, Rey's in the middle, and then Kylo pulls a whole, you know, did you tell the truth shit? And, you know, make him tell Rey the truth, you know, in this like tense situation. But it was like, too many flash. I would have liked to see a build up on why there was dark side in him. You know, maybe show him.
Snoke was like
Somehow.
Snoke
because
was
Snoke
communicating
was like,
with
oh,
him.
you have both blood in you.
But then again, how is Snoke communicating with
Yeah,
him?
you could show to a flashback. Maybe he goes to
Because
sleep.
he's Snook and the plot
This
says
is
so.
this is how I would have done it to show this build of Darkseid. Maybe show because Kylo grew up with stories of Darth Vader, right? And he idolized Darth Vader and all that.
I don't think he idolized him as a kid, did he?
No, as he grew up, he heard stories of him, so that's when he started. And then you could have him hearing stories at the same time. Darth Vader used Form 5, which was pretty much if we use terms of like RPGs, it was like the heavy attacker, right? So
DPS.
and the aggressive, dominant style.
Tank.
Expand the universe be like...
No, it's just like, well, it was part of the prequel and all that stupid shit, right? So Kylo Ren tried to emulate his grandfather's fighting
Oh,
style,
yeah, without doubt.
which is strong, dominant, and aggressive. Show
Not
him
accurate.
doing that in a sparring session, hurting another Padawan badly. He gets sent to his shack. In his shack, as he's laying down about to go to bed, he gets a message from Snoke. That first bits of communication there. You know, that builds it up better than, he started acting up.
Flashbacks is one of the most riskiest things to do in the film. Like, TV shows one thing.
Like Game of Thrones did this, they risked it by doing a flashback.
Like
once.
Arrow and Flash does it right.
Arrow's absolutely brilliant, but with films, it's one thing doing flashbacks. It depends on how you're executed. Like Deadpool, for example. That executed flashbacks properly.
I feel like us wanting knowledge of what happened before that point would have just overlooked the fact it was a flashback, and we just would taken it.
Back on topic. Welcome back from that quick ad break. Anyway, you're probably just going to cut all that
I got a
part out.
Coca-Cola.
I'll use my skills. about
Sponsored by
flipping
Coca-Cola.
We don't have to cut it out. We can leave it in.
Again.
Like one of our channel
So
friends.
basically, something that was annoying though, Luke saw the evilest person in the galaxy, and it's like, there's a little bit of hope in him. I know it. His nephew, there's a little bit of darkness in him. I know
gonna
it.
kill him.
One, I'm going to bring you over to the light. The other, instead of trying to bring him back into the light, avoiding the darkness, teaching him the ways of the Jedi, he doesn't do that. What it does is, I'm going to kill my nephew in his sleep. That's
Yeah,
a brilliant idea.
the thing I hate is like, he's got a bit of darkness in him. Should I tell my best friend and my sister about the sun's
Yeah, or
trouble?
I'm just gonna kill
Nah,
the fucking-
fucking kill him.
And when he tells Leia, like, she's like, my son is lost.
Yeah,
Leia doesn't even care.
If
What do
they
you guys
said that in
think
Force
about?
Awakens,
What do you think about when Kylo and his two sidemen are about to attack the bridge of the ship, and Kylo doesn't fire?
I really like that.
I like
I love
that.
that.
I do like that.
Because I wasn't bored in the whole, he killed Han Solo. He's a full Sith now. No.
Do you like the
It's been
theory that
Han Solo killed himself.
yeah, Han Solo pulled the trigger on the lightsaber?
Because that's why he says thank you and pulls
Yeah.
him closer. because he wanted to see his.
And I'm
son
just
for
because
the
I'm trying to
last-
think of
Kylo
like
was the one that said thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking of like
But
So
no.
thank you to Han Solo to say.
He
thank
wouldn't
you
have-
for killing him.
He went out there to die. That's one thing. Like to die or to bring him back.
like he's.
But he didn't kill himself.
Is it part of his character though? Like I don't think he would kill himself even to save his son.
Han's a bit selfish.
Yeah, I don't think.
He won't kill himself though.
No, especially
Nah.
old Han.
Yeah.
I mean, he isn't. Oh, you mean like old man?
Yeah, I don't think he
Old
would
man
done.
Han.
Even if you believed in the
Logan.
Force and it was your son, I know you're having a son, because this whole life of being a rogue, and
He wasn't even there for like his son's
I know it's like
growing up.
I don't think he would have killed himself.
Back on Han. This is the first ever Star Wars film in the trilogy to take place straight after film events of the previous one. They did not mourn Han at all. Like,
Yeah.
they did not.
They did not
feel
mention
sad.
it,
They don't really
They
have
did.
time.
Wait,
No.
they told Luke.
Yeah, Luke's like,
They
we're
told
Han.
Luke.
Next scene.
Yeah.
They
No.
don't really have time to mourn him because the whole entire movie is just one big chase scene.
It's the one.
It was like 2-act thing. It was like chase, planet.
At least Mad Max
And
Fury
Casino.
Road.
But
At
no,
least Mad
what
Max
I'm
Fury
saying
Road
is,
did
like,
it properly.
What I'm saying is like the whole movie was definitely Mad Max is better, but the whole thing was a chase. Everyone was like trying to escape.
It didn't
And
make
loads of people.
Why can't First Order
Loads of
catch
people
up to them, though?
died.
Like, they're going at such a slow pace. First Order showing off just 10
It
minutes. Like,
literally
No.
didn't make sense.
No, another thing is, how can you not shoot them? You're in space. Which, for some reason, their thing, arch.
You
In
have-
space, there is no gravity.
You have all of the resources in the world. You're the most powerful faction in existence. How can you not speed up? You're not jaunty. Speed up to 4th fucking gear. Get ahead of them. Or
Just hope he doesn't watch this podcast.
you're a military.
We're editing that out.
Yeah, you're a military faction.
And
Okay, this is stupid. You're a military faction. Use military strategies. If you see someone running away, flank them, encircle them in a ring formation.
as Nick said,
What
though,
the fuck?
how do the lasers go like that in space?
Yeah, it's like-
I mean, even when
Aesthetics.
the bombers were like being blown up, they just fell into the ship.
I think because they should have just come out.
They should have just floated away. Or maybe, science is like, if you're in space and there's no like gravity or whatever,
Right.
the second something touches you, you just get start floating that way.
It was like something built into the bombs.
Well,
so like
I'm-
And how did Rose's sister not get sucked out into space when the bomb bay doors
Because
were
the
open
plot
as well?
demanded it.
Because it's Star Wars. Like, it's just a movie, guys.
the new chick, the Emerald, what's her name?
Hello.
SJW
Hold
lady.
Okay, I said
why
this
was she
to-
there?
Admiral
Why?
Commodore.
good
Commodore-
question.
To
I
say-
think she should have been made as a replacement to
To
Leia.
say
and Leia should be in the one
your
with the
male
ship back.
idea is
It's-
bad, listen to my female
The thing
idea.
is, we got introduced to a lot of characters last film, and we got introduced to way more this film. We got introduced to Rose, Holdo,
DJ.
DJ, whatever.
I like
We
DJ.
don't. The characters are not needed. As why fill up the cast with people that are not needed for the plot?
You asked Justin why was she there? Good question. But as
She
I was saying
wasn't.
to the two Liams on the way over here, how did Poe
Name's
not know her?
Justin.
For Resistance Space is made up of 200 people,
And she's a legend too.
and Poe has never seen her.
The thing is, you're also and the
good
Resistance
point.
also a military faction. You should know every big military leader in it.
In The Force Awakens, where was she when they were coming up with a plan to destroy Star Destroyer? Or Star Killer, whatever it was called, don't really care.
Starkiller.
I was in the casino.
I can forgive it. It's just a movie.
The Las
it's
Vegas
they
Planet?
introduced a new character.
Can we
It's
Can we
not
talk
nice.
about that soon? I just want to rant about
Go.
that soon.
What
The
movie?
casino.
Let's finish
What
talking
movie
about
do you
the,
rant?
Hold
the
on.
casino.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, we can rant on it now if you want.
Go on now.
Smash it, Nick.
Earth.
Why is it there?
I liked it.
Animal
No,
clothing
no, no.
has to be
Why is it
explored.
there?
I got.
Give me a reason.
I got
Gambling's
one.
bad.
Why is the casino?
Okay, I got one.
Yeah.
It wasn't the planet, was it?
No, like the arc. Why is it there?
Oh well, I was going to talk about
because they need to get the locksmith to lock into
Yes,
the ship.
but they could have.
So like I said, you could work around it with Finn being part of the first
Finn's a
one.
janitor.
I
He
thought
should
it,
know
I
how to
think
do
it was
Animal
also
cruelty.
made to show the relationship between Rose and Finn.
Yes, I love that relationship. Great.
Also, it shows-
fucking tastic.
It shows like how
Some builds.
it shows how like the arms dealers are selling to both sides. It's just a universe building moment.
As I said, with half an hour detour from film, that's it.
To me, it felt like the Sky City of this trilogy.
It
New-
also oh sorry, go on.
yeah, like this new crazy. It was a beautiful looking location. Like as much as shit as like the plot. I thought the plot was shit, but it was a beautiful location, and the creatures. It was like it was cool. But it was like this new fantastic, cool looking place. That was it for me.
I was gonna say it reminded me a lot of the prequels with
Pod
Tatooine
racing.
with the pod racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt very similar to that.
It's a cantina scene
Liam,
of this
yeah.
film.
Did I tell you the story when I was watching it with a couple other friends? When that scene was happening, I just yelled in the cinema, "Now this is pod racing!"
Actually,
For the scene, I remembered something.
I was in the cinema, and when Luke showed up, people started clapping. I was like, dude, the movie's been up for like 2 weeks.
In
Why are you
mine,
clapping?
people started clapping like every big
At
thing.
the
Like,
wrong moment.
yeah, when they split the ship, some other guy in the corner would be like, when Luke appeared. When
Hey,
Luke
it's
threw-
The moment of silence.
yeah, one thing, yeah, that actually.
You fucking moron!
Yeah, dude.
People clapped when Yoda showed up. I was like, dude, it's just a puppet. It's Kermit the fucking Frog. Leave him alone.
My people clapped when I was.
In my cinema, the only time people like clapped or like did big excitement was when that warp thing.
Yeah, that because that was
The
fantastic.
I can understand clapping for Force Awakens because it's the return of the franchise, but it's still another Star Wars. You don't have to clap.
These films are cash grabs in fence, so they're not really films in fence. Cash grabs, but in fence.
Well, the casino scene. I remembered something. So you guys know that little that little alien that was feeding coins into BB-8.
Oh yeah.
You know who was who the actor was for that?
Kevin Spacey.
Was it Rourke?
It was Mark Hamill.
Kevin Spacey.
Wait, really?
Okay.
Mark Hamill wanted to do a CGI character, and because he had
Oh, that was the
I mean, he's a
CGI
voice
hefty
actor.
scene.
no, but because
Oh,
but he has
Right,
done
makes sense.
CGI characters before, and he wanted to be a CGI character in this film. So Ryan allowed him to be that little fucking thing that was putting the coins. It's a little.
I mean, he's a really
we
big
were
voice
lied
actor.
to as well.
About what?
It was said that Luke was supposed to pull a Star Destroyer out of space.
Yeah, like this big heavy CGI
never
scene
said
was
that.
I think it was the AT-AT.
That sounds
It
like
was
a
no.
Luke.
It
They
was,
never said that.
That
though.
sounds
was
like
Dan
a- that's-
Carey's.
No,
That sounds like a
so
Force
bullshit.
Unleashed thing when that guy,
Yeah.
Starkiller, is like, ooh.
I think
That sounds so bullshit.
'Cause
He's
no,
not-
it's been proven in canon that he can pull a Star
Disney
Destroyer from
canon?
space. Yeah, Disney canon.
Because here's the thing, right? So once Disney got rid of the Starkiller thing, who was canon, I think since then they've been pulling things from like the legends and the
I
non-canon.
like that. I like how they're pulling from
So
Legends.
I thought that was gonna be it because they kept like interviews in like the chick who plays Rey, I don't know her name.
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that, she's even said that. Oh,
Right.
Mark Hamill has spent a few days doing a heavy CGI scene by himself. And if you think about it, like it ended up being the AT-AT scene.
Yeah.
But like, if you think about it, like it would make
BB-8,
sense.
right?
You being in a big green room doing a whole Star Trek because even Mark Hamill said it was a demanding scene. I don't think standing in the middle of a bunch of explosions is that demanding. I believe getting your whole body, like your veins and everything, to like really contract. As if you were pulling down a whole fucking Star Destroyer. I think that's what you would think.
I'm glad they pulled that for the movie, though.
Huh?
I'm glad they
Never
pulled
in the
that.
movie.
Yeah, I'm glad that's not in it. That sounds so dumb.
Yeah.
Christian for our
I don't know,
film.
like,
If Michael Bay directed Star Wars
That
film,
sounds.
Yeah.
then-
That
Definitely.
almost sounds as dumb
It's
as
too
Luke
much-
not realizing the lightsaber is about to
it
kill
sounds
him.
like a
all the way.
fanfic. Like,
Zack
Sonic
Snyder.
the Jedi can tap into both sides of the Force and pull Death Stars from space.
But the funny thing, that's like what George wanted. It was like because Starkiller was canon, so like that's something that George has like introduced as something that rightfully happened. So
First Ben in the universe is just like with me. I'm not the only Star Wars things I like are the films. Outside of the films, no
Yeah,
interest
even
in the
like-
Force
franchise.
Awakens was alright.
Like if
Even the anthology films are a bit lackluster.
yeah, like if it doesn't happen in the films,
it's,
if I haven't been told about it in the films, it's like out.
yeah, it's like
Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV show, that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's
Rebels
also
is
actually
pretty good.
like.
I don't even
haven't
get
seen
not
these
as
things. I don't get
Huh?
Disney
It's
anymore.
not
'Cause,
as
like
good,
they
it's still
they
good.
fucking messed up continuity big time.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, anything that was released before 2012 is uncanon, apart from the films.
But what's
and Clone Wars.
so yeah, but at the same time now we got the official canon because the Darth Vader comics and we got Star Wars comics who they're technically canon, because by Disney and all that, and they even say anything canon, and then we got the each movie is expanded in their novelization, which come under the canon category and all that. So it's kind of like it's crazy, like the amount of canon they have, but like. I don't know, it's crazy how like they fucked up continuity because a lot of people prefer Legends in EU, even though I have to agree most of the stuff in the EU and Legends fucking weird.
Pretty goofy.
like the Han Solo.
Luke has two children.
Yeah,
who
and
one's
what-
good, one's
well the thing is
bad.
they took Kylo was
Yeah, I
mainly
heard about
based
that.
from
Yeah, I know.
his nephew
Yeah.
well,
Anakin Solo.
Well, they are what extended universe things should be. If you want more, and if you want stuff like this, they are there.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It's just you don't.
I feel
you
like-
shouldn't rely on them.
I mean, it's fine if you just borrow bits from it, like, oh, we're going to introduce this villain who it's pretty much a man that's just force essence inside a cloak. You don't even. It doesn't even have to be Darth Nihilus, who was a character from the EU and all that. But introduce something like that, you know, you just borrow it. That's a fantastic idea, you know. But yeah, it's weird.
Hey guys, who remembers Captain Phasma because I don't?
She was in there for 2 minutes.
Marketing.
And she fucking died.
So if
she
you
was just there to sell action figures.
Remember how she looked cool in that trailer?
Didn't
Me
even look
too.
that
how we
Was
So
he-
good to have you back.
Back in April 2015, that trailer was.
I really like the part where Finn uses like the saber, the like taser saber. I don't know what it's called.
the stunt between
yeah, that it was used on him in the first film.
yeah. Well, I think
Traitor.
Where's Trader?
Trade there.
Yeah, he got fucking shot. Remember?
Best character.
I actually really like that because he was part of the riot team, so he that was his main weapon in because he was part of the riot team, like because Traitor was his part of his same unit. So it was really nice that they went back to that and showed him using his own sort of like weapon.
Before wrapping up in that, I'll let you go, Nick, because it looked like you were going to say something.
What about Captain Phasma?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who thinks he's going to come back in the next film?
I
She
do.
better
She
not.
died in a spaceship that had been.
Yeah, but
Better
she,
not.
but she was in a trash compactor, and everyone thought she was.
and her
dying,
armor-
but I guess
Her
not.
armor's made out of Palpatine's ship.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, it was apparently not.
Well,
good
to be
enough
fair,
be
they never
broken.
said that in the films.
Because
and
I expected
Yeah.
to
It was
come
the
back with
graphic.
like a,
I'm going off the films here.
I mean, clearly it wasn't good enough to not break because you can see her eye.
Because if they were going to do the whole, like, she's alive because of the armor, they'll have to explain that last minute in episode 9.
I don't-
Also, they have to explain how she survived.
It's like
how she actually survived
that
being
fall.
in space.
you know, I feel like they don't know in like Star Wars movies. They don't know how to like share time properly between characters because she's pretty much Boba Fett. Like she,
She was basically Boba Fett.
Yeah, that
a
was
little bit
cooler.
more screen time.
Boba Fett wasn't even that cool. He fucking died by.
I think
he died like a little
she was like that
bitch.
default
Like
character.
butthole in the sand.
I mean, she kind of took that place of the cool stormtrooper-ish looking character. You know, because it like we got Jango Fett. It was like that cool Mandalorian look. It's like the cool guy in the armor.
Jango
cool
was a
armor.
fucking dork.
You know
He
what
was
I don't
copying
understand
paste
as well?
Yeah.
Boba.
What?
You're like, because, hang on, so
Literally, he's a clone.
the clone armor,
Yeah,
right?
essentially.
Clone armor, yeah.
Is Mandalorian armor, right?
It's based off it. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh great, some
So-
stuff, some nerdy shit.
How come?
It's a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, I
An
know.
hour too late for that, man.
I'm here because it's a movie.
Yeah, I'm here to
How
watch Kingsman.
They get the stormtroopers and the clones got killed so easily if it's Mandalorian armor.
Oh shit.
I think it's supposed to it's supposed to spread impact. So you,
Yeah,
you
it's
Because there
like-
was only one thing that could penetrate Mandalorian armor, which was developed in.
But the thing is, it's not Mandalorian armor. It's based off it. So
Yeah.
It's meant to distribute energy.
yeah. So
if
it's
you
like a
get shot
completely different material.
there. It'd, if you got shot in the chest, it would spread it out everywhere.
Yeah. So that's why most of them are stunned after one shot
Yeah.
because that's like getting hit by a train, but like everywhere is spread out. So it's
It
like
usually happens when you get hit by a train.
I know, but like the force impact.
So, are we...
I mean,
Yeah,
I wanted to talk to you about Luke, his personality in this movie.
I
As
liked
Mark
it.
Hamill said, he approached this role as if he was playing a completely different character, and there's a reason behind that. He was a completely different character.
He was a cool character though. I like the whole.
He still was
conflicted-
good,
It
but
took the dramatic cliffhanger at the end of Force Awakens that gave you goosebumps, and it turned it into a comedic Saturday Night Live sketch.
I've been realizing I've been sucking this movie's dick the whole time. I only like it somewhat. Like it's a good movie, but
give some negatives about it then.
some
I'll give some
negatives.
positives.
I feel like some of the comedy was a bit cheesy. Like
Oh, yeah.
I like the comedy because
It seems slapstick, like that
Yeah.
lightsaber throw thing. Like
I
laugh.
but like it felt like Disney comedy and Marvel comedy. It didn't. It
There's
felt
Jaden nodding.
considering like Star Wars is meant to be a story about like good versus evil, and then it's based on like Nazis and stuff, like the Sith. It's like when you have
Space Nazi.
Poe Dameron asking to talk to General Hux's mum, it's like, is that really the attitude you're gonna go with talking to your rival enemy?
Perfect example of what you said. Star Wars at the end of the day, is a story about good versus evil. Last Jedi is not that. Last Jedi is about good versus evil, and Kylo Ren deciding what he is. It's like saying someone is a man, but he's like, you know what? No, I'm one of the other 52 genders.
Oh man,
At the end of the
stop
day,
cashing in on that stuff.
At the end of the day, though, Star
The
Wars
good,
is
the bad, the Kylo.
At the end of the day, though, Star Wars is a movie made for kids. It's made
Yeah,
for little kids. It's
Something
not
I
made
picked
for
up.
us.
This
It's a
one
kids'
is
stuff
not
proper.
aimed at kids though.
It's
It's
like
marketed.
There's language in there where it's just like, hang on a second.
the new
this is
Star
not
Wars.
Disney.
It's made
it
for
does-
kids.
It
No.
has the Harry Potter effect to me. It started as like a kids thing. Now it's more adult. Like the last movie, I wouldn't put the last Harry Potter movie. Like
Fantastic Beasts,
no, the one before that.
Deathly Hallows.
I don't think that would be for kids at all.
No.
Look at Hermione's fucking scene. That's not for kids.
Then
Star Wars
Star Wars is
isn't
on the
both.
opposite.
Like I would say, Revenge of the Sith is
You with the Ewoks?
will probably be
No.
Revenge of the Sith is
first
aimed at
prequel.
kids.
Yeah.
that one's the darkest one. This one,
My bad.
What I would
I
This
think
one
it's
is
more
made
the
for
language
kids.
that's in it.
I
Like,
think
No, 'cause it's-
Finn calling people bastards all the time.
I think
that's fine. Plus in the classification, it's only for violence and sci-fi themes. Like it's
Yes.
Like-
Either way, it's made for kids.
I feel like
it's
it was
made
all-
for young
it
audience.
was like, what I feel is like it was probably made for kids in its day, but now as the audience grew
Yeah.
in age, they had to accommodate. Because
I
like
don't even agree with that because I feel like it's the opposite. If anything,
they went
It
for
was-
kids.
I feel like the Disney's definitely gone for kids.
Because
as
Disney,
audience.
it is Disney.
they're going for the mass audience.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a family film now.
And
Which is completely fine. I mean, Star Wars is meant to
No,
be
like,
for
Not
everyone.
with a Marvel treatment though. They're handing it for Marvel treatment.
But Star
Film
Wars,
per year.
it's targeted for kids, but everyone can like it because it's Star Wars and it's cool. It's not cool, but yeah.
And one thing is, like, I might get hated for it, but like,
Okay.
I mean,
everyone.
no one's gonna hate on you. No one watches
Aw.
They're on the other side of the screen.
No one listens to
No
it.
one's gonna hurt you.
The thing is, everyone always expects Star Wars to be the greatest thing. Like, oh, this is gonna be the best movie. It's not really a fantastic series.
If we look
Yeah.
at it, it's
If we
been
look
bad.
at it, it's kind of bad.
I wouldn't say it's
Especially
bad.
not
but-
bad, but eh.
It's
I feel like
yeah.
5 out of the 9 films.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
That's
got
crazy.
it's not got a good track record.
And some of the characters not even that good. Like, people say Boba Fett's good. And he...
We'll end off the
I think-
podcast by going around the circle.
I mean, there's still
Do a
things
list
we haven't
of
spoken about.
What?
Lightsaber combat, the battle, the one lightsaber combat we
Does
got.
anyone have anything to say about it?
I mean, I was gonna shit on the choreography
Go
for it.
Go for it.
Like it's,
You take it.
I mean, like, so the new style they've gone for, like the new trilogy. It's more of a untrained style, as most of the characters who use lightsabers are untrained, like fully untrained. But like, I'm really bothered by the fact that Rey is, you could say she's as good as fucking Kylo, seeing the fact that she can outdo.
Don't forget though, her like when she was born, like when she was on that planet, her main weapon was just like a stick, which is essentially the same fighting style as a
A
lightsaber.
pointed stick.
It was the exact same.
I mean,
So
I guess you
she
can
knows how
translate
to-
most stuff, but if you're using a staff, you cannot
Before-
completely translate it to sword fighting.
Before, well, when we saw her with the staff against Finn in Force Awakens, she kicked his ass with it. Like, so she knows how to use that weapon.
If she had, let's say, like a Darth Maul lightsaber,
Like a dual saber,
That
I
would've
would
been
I would
I
perfectly
feel like
agree
she'll
to that.
probably make one.
But, like,
because
what you could-
obviously there's no lightsaber anymore, so she's gonna have to build a new one.
What you could translate would
Oh, yeah, good
be
point.
footwork,
Red and blue.
your instincts, the way you move, like your rhythm and all that, and reading the opponent. That's pretty much
Purple.
what you could bring to
Because
it.
both.
Yeah.
Nick just said something pretty cool.
I-
It's symbolic.
I
and
had a
also-
symbolic thing for the next movie. Like, you guys said it'll be a dual lightsaber. I said, and in this movie is all about
A
balancing. She'll get like a blue side and a red side and like connect them together.
That'd be kind of cool.
Because it shows like.
purple.
Purple.
That's what I
Mace
just said.
Windu's back!
No one listen.
Did you guys hear all the theories in Force Awakens about Snoke being Mace Windu?
Ah, what
Yeah.
a
What
real
is the
me.
sin being like
Mace
related?
Windu's son because he's
Because
black.
it's, yeah,
Also,
They-
the actor who plays Finn went to a party.
John
Yeah.
Boyega.
Yeah, John Boyega, sorry.
John Boy.
And Samuel L. Jackson was there, and he came up to him and was like, "You're my son!" And then John Boyega turned and was like, "What?" And it was Samuel L. Jackson. And he's like, "You're my son!"
you're the only black guy in the fucking galaxy.
And Samuel L. Jackson's expressed his interest in coming back to the Star Wars universe.
Probably, yeah.
There's been rumors of him being in Rebels.
Yeah.
That
That'd be
was his
cool.
ending though.
Yeah.
That's
for its
good.
final season.
They won't have.
I mean, how far can you go with Rebels, though?
You
Not far.
before A New Hope. And everyone has to die.
Not even
Right.
before
Last
Rogue
season.
One. Well, and Rogue One because they were during the Scarif battle.
That's the thing about them.
Yeah, because you see the spaceship there.
Ghost.
At Scarif.
With how we're going to wrap this up, you said, what were you going to
Oh,
say?
I was gonna say go around the circle and say your favorite Star Wars films, top to worst.
Could we also give like quick overall thoughts on?
Go for it.
Guys, before that, I'm just gonna get.
Actually,
I'm
instead of
gonna
doing
get
the
the
list,
charges.
Are you talking about favorite and least favorite moments in the movie?
yeah, I was gonna say
Okay,
instead of
cool.
the list, we say favorite and least favorite moment, and after the podcast, restate your rating for the film. Is it changed because of the podcast?
And we'll wait for good old Nico to get back to.
So in
connect
the
Jojo.
meantime,
In the meantime, I'll put in a meme.
I mean,
made.
we could talk about the future. Like,
I made a meme and it's going in.
we could talk about what's going to be coming to the channel.
Oh yeah, this is Immortal Productions, so this is technically our first video since the other video got taken down.
So I guess
That's back up,
twice.
Oh, is it?
and it's on original one as well, like the very original.
Oh, cool.
Why is it back up there now?
yeah.
Yeah, it's been up for like a
No.
month.
Before we
It's
give
been
up,
up for
We
a
never
month.
got time. So
no, we can do it now. We can do it now.
maybe we could do it at the end because that way it's
No
gonna
one's
like,
gonna watch. Everyone's gonna click off. Yeah.
like so the future for the channel like
So
Podcasts.
podcast.
because we all have very different styles of entertainment. So
You all
right
do
now,
different kinds of videos.
Nick is very much a gaming channel.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're Jaden. Sorry, you can't see
Jaden
his
is Jaden.
content. Jaden Bandy
Whoa.
is very much a film channel, and you're planning on changing some of your content when you make a new channel, right?
Yes, the new channel is on the way.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
heard it here
you-
first.
sorry, did I just announce it for you?
Yeah.
You heard it here.
What? You heard it here.
This has to come up after you make the channel.
All two of you have heard it here first.
Oh, it is two there.
Liam's content doesn't exist.
He's
What are
also
you talking
gaming.
about?
Have
I'm
you,
making
What?
a comeback.
really?
Yeah,
You,
I'm making
you
a
have to
comeback.
make
You
a
heard it
comeback.
here first.
You
Like,
I heard it
saying-
here first.
Saying and doing though.
Well, the thing is, like,
Chris-
Well, yeah,
This content,
once I figure out how to sync up audio
think-
with my videos, then yeah.
Oh,
With
yeah, we
Liam,
can't-
though-
we're more than happy to help you with that.
with Liam, like with the whole choreography thing we're talking about, like you get into like stunt work and like with the
Yes,
Star Wars thing I
I am
got going. I
starting
really
to
want to work with you during
Everyone's
that.
stealing my thing. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
putting it out there, really. I started for solo YouTube channels. I started the whole filming thing. I done game review first, Nick.
Fuck off. You didn't like a Star Wars film.
Oh, I know I didn't.
I
I've
don't
done
do
short
videos.
films. I'm putting it out there. I've done some first. Jumping off a secret, that gives me like all the rights to stuff.
I'm not
work.
retarded.
Yeah, but I
And
own
then-
Immortals Productions.
And then
I made
vlogs
the
happen.
email.
But then again, Jane, you didn't do that right. You almost broke your back.
But I'm cooler.
Then next minute, ready?
That's gonna
I start
sound
Bandicam.
Look at that.
Yeah, low-key, yeah, Bandicam was
I
like pretty
started
much.
Bandicam. What happened? On the
It was
run.
my
Yeah.
idea for Bandicam.
Hey, guess who's got
The
their
thing is-
GoPro
The
here
idea-
today? Who's also
The thing is,
doing
like, yeah,
vlogging.
On the Run was inspired by Bandicam, yeah.
And Bandicam was inspired by me, and I didn't have any YouTube content. But subscribe to Justly. Expect some YouTube content.
Like, yeah. So what are you gonna do in your channel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
when.
planning on doing animation work because I like animation. But Chris, you said you were changing some of your content up, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty much turning it more film based, more film educational and behind the
You
scenes.
said earlier about behind the scenes. You said something about was it product reviews?
Product review. So pretty much product review is just to seriously like improve marketing skills and review products and show them to an audience and all that. So mine's just gonna be about filmmaking
You
skills.
copied my idea. How dare you?
Huh? What?
I've done a product review. I just haven't uploaded it yet.
So you haven't done it.
I just found out, you
It's
piece
like
of
me
shit.
saying, it's like me saying, oh, I done my Last Jedi review before Jeremy Johns and Chris Stutman, so I should have all the views.
Yeah. Well,
Ah, damn it,
Fuck
Jeremy.
off, cunt.
none of us have copyright on any of the videos we do. Anyone can do whatever they want,
Because it's a democracy.
as long as you're not a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bleep that out and replace it with Finn from Star Wars. Wait, no, because I like Finn.
Bleep it out with Rose. Going.
I like Rose as well. Replace it with Liam Mellowship saying hi.
No, replace it with
Just
Jar
replace it
Jar.
off
Replace
Liam.
Jar Jar going Misa. There you go.
Misa like this movie! Woo!
But yeah,
You
so
probably would like to
product
see it.
reviews.
So just filmmaking.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just filmmaking.
And I'm gonna start doing some animations. Subscribe to Just Lee. Subscribe to Laddie. So yeah, final opinions of the movie, and has your rating of the movie changed?
And now we're
Because,
also doing the list, like order.
That might take a bit long. Just favorite and least favorite.
Would it take long?
Favorite and least favorite movie. Because no one cares about that.
And do we want to add a
Don't
why?
think about the in-between.
Yeah, sure, go for it. We'll start round circle, Jaden.
Okay.
Ah, my foot.
So basically, I'm going to say least favorite, but instead of giving reasons why, I'm just going to say some stuff, as I do.
I mean, if it's Last Jedi, this whole podcast is your reason.
Least favourite is Last Jedi, because as Liam just said, the whole podcast is my reason. Actually, Liam didn't say that. I was first to say it. You heard it here first.
You heard it
from
here
me,
first.
and me only.
Oh, great. Copying again. Christ.
here first, folks.
Jaden Bandy is a copy of Adam Does Movies.
Jaden Manny is a cuck that steals
Heavily,
all
I
ideas.
prefer the words heavily inspires.
Did you guys see that crossover with Adam Does Movies and Jaden Bandy?
Did you guys see that crossover with Jaden Bandy and Notorious Nicholas?
Last Jedi, and this happened.
Anyway, your favorite. You'll cut that out. Your favorite movie?
Nah, keep in.
Don't cut it out.
I'm not gonna cut anything.
So basically, my favourite, it was Force Awakens. Until Last Jedi proved the Force Awakens couldn't stand on its own, and Last Jedi just crapped on the mysteries. Mm-hmm. My favourite is Return of the Jedi, but when I say Return of the Jedi, I mean the original, unaltered version.
Okay.
And that
Which
goes
we're watching today.
and that goes for the whole
Return of the
original
Jedi is
trilogy.
number...
6.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that goes for number 3.
Or for
actually.
Jaden, yeah, I was gonna say, or for Jaden,
Yeah,
episode
Jaden,
3.
The whole
Three.
original trilogy will probably be my favourite Star Wars films, but it's got to be unaltered. It can't be that special edition rubbish by George Lucas. All for Star Wars fanboys right now going, no.
I remember.
I can see pluses
and-
like the Emperor's like hologram in one of the movies was terrible, like in the originally.
Empire Strikes
Like
Back.
I can understand things like that, but like the rocks and shit like that's fucking
The point
retarded.
of that Empire thing was, obviously they didn't have the actor yet for Emperor for Jedi, but to it also have the mystery of who is the Emperor. Like that was supposed to be in mask.
I thought it was just shit. CGI, I'm sorry.
Instead of CG or something, it was supposed to be in mask, so his identity is mysterious. So it's like with in the original Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt wasn't in that song originally.
And then
So-
they edited him in with an actor.
Because that wasn't that a deleted scene when
It
like,
was
when
a
he jumps
delay
over
scene,
him.
and the reason why it was cut was they wanted to build the mystery. So when he was finally shown in Return of the Jedi, it was a big reveal.
because about him.
Because you heard about him in Star Wars and Empire. You've only heard about him. It builds a mystery of who he is. It builds intensity. Han's worried about being near him. It builds a mystery of what
He's
this
a
figure
mobster. He's like Fat Tony.
is. And then he shows up in
Fat
Return of the
Tony.
Jedi, and it's like, wow.
He's like the biggest fucking mobster in the galaxy. Like this is
All the
a big,
huts are the biggest
This is
gangsters
up
in the
here.
galaxy.
yeah, like fuck.
We need a Goodfellas like film set place in Star Wars universe. with
Hopefully Han
Jabba the
Solo
Hutt.
will be that because
No, it's planned to be a disaster.
this guy who was
So
it?
true.
It was like a guy who's been working on Star Wars like since the beginning. Said it was the best Star Wars script out of on.
Yeah, I saw that.
but recently someone in Disney, I think it's executive,
this-
said this is gonna be a disaster.
I'm not going to go full detail on that because I've got a video on my channel called "What's Wrong with Star Wars."
Go watch it, Jaden Bandy.
Link in the description below, of course.
Link in the...
The problem
yes.
with this,
Link in the dink dink.
I forgot what I was going to say. I was too busy advertising.
Come
my
on, you're
channel.
Jane Benny.
What did you guys just say?
Han Solo, it's
best
gonna be a
script ever.
disaster.
Oh, they should have left Phil Lord and Christopher Miller as directors. Disney got rid of them for one reason.
With the
alone.
co-directing.
They were co-directing, but Disney got rid of them for one reason alone, and that's because they gave the actors too much creative control with improvisation. That's not bad. And it was becoming a comedy set place in Star Wars
Here's the
worlds.
thing: would we have gotten the "I know" line without improvising?
No.
No, we didn't fucking do it. So
Would we
let-
have gotten
'Cause
Ghostbusters
whenever-
without improvising?
118.
What one?
The first one.
Which one?
Totally.
So,
Like let Han Solo improvise.
moving on to Christian.
Oh no,
Anyway.
it's another rush glue.
So, what's your favorite and least favorite Star Wars? Why? Oh, actually, before we get to, what would you rate this Star Wars film after this podcast? Has it changed anything?
This has not changed anything. I just realised how much stuff I missed out on in my review, and
So
I wish I could go back and film a spoiler review.
Still a
Make
3 out
a
of 10?
second a 0.2.
So, still a 3
I'll
out of
upload
10?
this podcast. Yeah, 3 out of 10.
Okay. On to you, Chris.
Not as bad as Pirates, though.
So I'll
Do
start
not
with my
watch it.
least favorite, which is this one, The Last Jedi. Just
Are you just forgetting the prequels?
Yeah.
no, I am thinking of the prequels. I think
Are you guys
it's-
forgetting
it's been
Attack of the
close.
Clones?
It's close by. To me, it's like Last Jedi, Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace.
As we stated, though, they felt like Star Wars films, and they had the vision.
To me, this one felt like they were trying to be too different. I thought they should play a bit more safe. They took bad opportunities. As a fan of stunt work and action, which is like the sort of thing I'm going to get into next year, I was really disappointed by the lightsaber battle, the storytelling. Poor Carrie Fisher, what they did to her, and then Luke Skywalker,
I'm glad she's
and
Jesus.
Kylo. My favorite character in the whole Star Wars universe is Kylo Ren.
Was.
Oh, it still is. I really
Okay.
like him. It's just I really hope they do because I hope they do something good with him in the next film. It's just I didn't like how they went back on the progression he had. I like that he shed his Darth Vader persona. And it's a shame I couldn't talk about that before. But
Is there anything you want to say quickly?
no, it's like a big rant. So it would take.
Save
like,
it for a separate video.
Yeah, coming soon.
Well, ever-
2017's biggest disappointments. Trust me, there were a lot of them.
so yeah, Last Jedi worst favorite. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. Was actually Revenge of the Sith.
I agree with you.
Mainly, just for I'm gonna explain
Bye.
why. I love the rise and fall of Darth Vader. I think it's a beautiful story, and seeing
Anakin Skywalker.
and seeing
They're
his
different.
seeing
he
his
Power Ranking?
his story with Obi-Wan
I ain't
and
seen
that,
him.
that Titanic clash. It's
happy
like
with
the
it.
most pivotal fight in the whole Star Wars. Because if one had killed the other, it would have changed the whole
Wait, are
story.
you talking about the fight between Obi and
Obi and Anakin.
With
at the very end?
At the very
I
end.
didn't like
I
that.
know,
That was
I
too
know.
flash.
It's too
It should have
overdone.
been
too
It should
perfect
have
and too
been.
OP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it should
a
have been
problem.
like a fight like A New Hope, the original Star Wars. It should have been a
Just
fight
Star
like
Wars.
that where it's just a simple fight, and it's like
Yeah, it's just like
emotional
the
more
Space
than
Wizard.
whole like it's just like
What is it,
George wanted to show the Jedi their prime
That wizard
to
came
show
from
the
the
full
movie.
power. Like they would want to show them at the prime, and I guess that's how he visualized them, like really overly crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't like you can understand like with the crazy amount of the choreography that went into the battles, how perfect it was. That's the problem I see with it. I do like now how introduce different stuff like the stars and all that. I love the battle with Dooku. The memes that came out of that movie were fucking beautiful.
There's just three things I want to talk about Revenge of the Sith just quickly. For me, it's a film that looks good when it's on paper.
But no,
For me, it wasn't executed well on screen. I did not like the General Grievous subplot.
yeah, it's like it's a fast mo pretty much.
If that was cut
General
out
Grievous is a
completely,
pussy.
if that was cut out completely, I
badass
think I
kind of
will even
pussy.
say I liked that film if that was cut out. And for opening sequence, I think just went for a little bit too long. It
Yeah.
done like a Revenge of the King ending, but for opening of the Star Wars. movie.
Wait. What'd you say about Return of the King, motherfucker?
It went. That ending went
Stop
on
it.
way too long.
Let's not go on to
Oh,
Nah,
leave
but-
that till the Lord of the Ring
yeah,
podcast.
Chris.
no,
your
but
final,
yeah, I really like it.
final
Harry Potter's
rating
better.
of
The
Last
movie?
Jedi. Is it changed?
Yeah, it has.
Worse or better?
It's gone down. It's gone to 3 out of 5. 3 out of 10 now.
Free out. My man,
It's just like
he knows.
Clone.
I think it's not clone. It's like analyzing.
attack.
I think it's
Looks like you're not the only Boba Fett here.
if you're gonna proper analyze the movie, you gotta. I see it for what it is.
Yeah,
It's a mess, and just going through it has made me see more flaws in it.
And I've said this to you two before.
Yep.
I am not going to watch this film again until episode 9 comes out. I am definitely not buying the Blu-ray for this because
I am.
I cannot.
Whoa.
Because
am.
I'm not going to spend my
Oh,
money
Jade not
on.
buying a movie?
Jaden not buying a Blu-ray? Who the fuck are you?
With his big his fat
I'm not
stacks.
going to spend my money on something that I don't think deserves to be financed. Plus, also, if they're not losing any money from
It's not-
someone not spending $20,
It's probably gonna be like the movie who sold the most in the fucking world.
Australian
In this year, it's gonna be so much fucking money. It's made so much money in a month.
yeah, but I have no interest in rewatching this. The only reason why I will rewatch this is because episode 9 is going to eventually come out.
And you need to catch up.
And after episode 9, even if episode 9 is terrible, I'll still buy both of. I won't buy it, I'm going to rent Last Jedi.
I'll
Then
get it. I'll get it for you illegally. 'Cause
Absolutely
you know
not.
that
Film
way-
piracy is bad, kids. Do
No, but
do it.
not
a
for
bad
shit
movie.
movies.
No,
This time
no.
I win.
No.
Yeah, who
No,
illegally
like, just
use movies?
like if I do buy Last Jedi, it'll be so I can watch
We
the
should actually have a rant on this. We're not rushing this, but just
No, I'm not
give
saying
it a
Russian. I'm
second.
saying let's give Nick a turn.
Yeah, but we should do a podcast on film piracy
I have so much to say on
and
that.
things affecting the film industry because that would be really good.
I have probably
I concur
3
with
times the
you,
amount
it's
of
delightful.
Can we
what to
save that
sound-
for the next podcast then?
Just a little tease. I have 3
happening
times the
again.
amount to rant about
It's not.
on that
It's
topic
happening again. Yeah.
than for Last Jedi.
No,
And Nick,
Try to give Nick a turn.
So wait, do I discuss about what I feel about Last Jedi first? Or?
Your favorite, least favorite movie, and then your overall opinion on Last Jedi.
Okay, so my favorite Star Wars movie, like I don't really care about Star Wars that much, but I would say Empire Strikes Back. That's the second one, isn't it?
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, it's the second
You
one.
said it was your favorite?
Yeah, it's my favorite because for that one, it actually has like a good narrative, good action, and all that. Instead of like in the first one, it's just like.
And the unaltered version is amazing. Just saying.
Yeah, and I actually like the Battle of Hoth. That's like my favorite Star Wars scene.
Absolutely.
Quick question: have you guys seen the? A few fans did a remake of the Darth Vader against Obi-Wan fight.
Yeah.
With fast pace.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
I
looks
saw that,
looks
yeah.
beautiful.
It came
Dude.
up
In the
in
hallway,
my,
have you seen it?
recommended. I haven't seen it.
It
but
looks
came up in
so
my recommended.
fucking good. We're gonna show you after the podcast.
I like the original.
I really like just the
because
sticks. Yeah.
what in from original trilogy, what
It's
the
meant to be heavy,
lightsaber
wasn't
duels
it?
was about was basically. It wasn't about the fight itself. It was about the emotion and
Yeah,
the
I
impact
really
it
like
had
the
on the
emotional
characters. Like Return of the Jedi was basically about Luke and his confliction between the light and the dark side.
yeah.
Empire was for that whole thing to show Darth Vader can overpower Luke at any stage, and
Yeah.
then he drops that massive twist. Like the twist is what people run
The
from
whole
that
yeah,
duel.
trying to turn him off.
This part is about Obi-Wan and him connecting to Luke with the Force. Like, it doesn't need to focus on this big spectacle. It's about these characters, and that's what drives the
If you look at it, there was
lightsaber
also a
battles.
lot of problems in it. Like, the actor who was in the suit could barely see out of it, and then Alec Guinness was
James
how
Earl
old?
Jones.
60, 50?
We haven't
Yeah.
talked about costumes.
We don't need to. Nick,
Yeah.
least favorite?
Oh, I got stuff on that.
Go, Chris. Go.
No.
No. We got time.
Yeah, we got time.
Because that involves Ben Swallow and
Go for it.
nah.
I
Do
really
you know
like
the reason why that had that
Listen.
happen?
Listen,
I
Asteroids is
heard
nice.
two bullshit reasons.
Go.
So Ryan Johnson tried to establish that the reason why they did that, so we would know what Ray's seeing. So they would let the audience know, oh, Ray can see his body, whatever. Someone else said to build a sexual relationship between Ray and Kylo. You know what I fucking think? So his robes in The Force Awakens, right? They made him really sleek, really like, you know, it didn't look tough. It looked intimidating, but it didn't make him look bulky, even though he was fucking huge.
He
underneath
looked
it.
like an emperor's guard.
And when he took his helmet off, people laughed at him because he didn't look
Yeah.
like a tough build.
He looked more like Krylo.
In this one, I feel like they did it to establish that this is he's a powerful build guy. He's huge.
There's-
I feel like they did it for my two reasons. I feel like they did it is number one is practical, so Adam Driver can express more and show emotion. Considering this was a really emotional.
And he's
film.
naked. He's literally naked
And-
to her.
Number two, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot number two. I forgot what I was gonna say. Go on.
Can we
fucked
point
up.
out great?
Okay.
This is a quick thing. Can we point out great cinematography used in it? They didn't have to do any fancy stuff. It was left to right. They kept the 180 rule. Kylo on the left, Ray on the right, and that was so simple, but it was so
Kylo's
good.
a leftist?
I never talked about this during the podcast, but practical, in fact, CG, it makes a difference. Force Awakens practical compared to Last Jedi CG, it made me want to cry. Yeah,
Squeaky.
it made me want to cry sitting in that while watching it.
Especially that casino scene with all that CG.
Yeah, the amount of
I will
CG.
fucking
Like, in a
out you
couple
on
of
the
years, that's going to
podcast.
be the same level as Attack of
I
the
thought
Clones.
it was like the cantina had to have most like the animals were at least animatronics, and then like I guess bigger
Did you
shit.
just call them animals?
Animatronics.
Oh.
Yeah.
The robots
And
that were
back
in
on
that
that
scene.
reason
Also,
of Ben Solo.
Before I forget, reason two for him not wearing a mask was so everyone could sympathize with him more as a human being.
Because it's been confirmed.
Oh, really?
Both of you guys are right. Your first reason was right with the
Ryan Johnson.
for Ryan Johnson one, and being able to connect more with him, saying he is the actual guy in that.
The whole helmet thing, I really like that because it draws a parallel between that shot of the camera going to helmet and Darth Vader's one in the
Yeah,
previous film.
it does like build a connection to him and
I felt like at that moment when he smashed it and left it there, it was him tearing away from that young Kylo.
Exactly.
Kylo Ren wanted to be Darth Vader and gave way to Kylo Ren, the adult who wants to do his own.
I felt it could have also been him re-establishing his identity, no longer as a Darth Vader clone, but as Ben Solo.
And Snoke is always going to be an Emperor ripoff, no matter how much.
I mean,
he
they
tries,
all-
no matter how
they
much
all-
He
justifies
seemed cool
it.
though. I really liked him.
He could have been more.
Like technically, everyone fits in like something from.
Yeah, everyone's a little
Like he is Darth Vader. She
Poe-
is Luke.
Poe is Ham.
Did you give your least favorite film yet? So
Sorry,
just
man,
skip
sorry.
past
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I'll take the
With
L.
my power of editing, I can switch around.
Yeah, we'll just switch it all around.
Yeah, my
Stop
least.
touching shit, you little
That's
asshole.
my laptop.
I'm sorry.
My
Mellow Snake.
my
edit that
least
out, but-
favorite Star Wars film is the Christmas special.
It doesn't count.
Why not?
No, that doesn't
It was the
count.
Clone Wars series.
It was, I can say 2008 Clone Wars
Oh, that
movie.
was sweaty.
Fine.
It was really
Does the
wet.
2008 Clone Wars Star Wars movie count?
Sadly, no.
Ah, shit.
Main series
Fine.
movies.
Fine. This
Rogue One will count though.
I
No,
my,
we
my
won't.
least favorite then is Clone Wars then.
Good choice.
Because at least
Attack of the
Phantom
Clones?
Menace.
The clones, you mean?
Yeah, Attack of the Clones. Because at least Phantom Menace, it had like a cool feeling, like Darth Maul, even though he was only in there for like 5 minutes.
It was Boba Fett and Captain Phasma mods.
Yeah, and like there was some scene like I didn't mind Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. I like that duo. But
Bible engine.
It's just
Quite
because of
legit.
Liam Neeson.
yeah, and in Attack of the Clones, Hayden Christensen at that time, he was so shit.
Was.
Was
He got better in Revenge of the Sith.
yeah, he got better in Revenge of the Sith.
It's just his material that was given.
Yeah.
Like for no.
I like sand.
No.
I don't like sand.
It's
Of
coarse
course,
and
it's
rough.
rough.
Gets
Gets
everywhere.
everywhere.
Unlike you. Anyway,
Ooh.
Okay. my
Yeah,
turn.
that's
Anyway.
it.
Leon
Me.
Fellowship.
Alright, so for my top film, I actually it's a tie between two. So it's between Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith. Pick those two. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's
for
okay.
my-
Why is
inferiority.
this?
Like Nick said, the Battle of Hoth is by far one of my favorite battles of all time in Star Wars. And also, I think it serves as a good like middle story as well. Like after Luke gets his hand cut off and all that.
What for Last Jedi should have been?
Well, the Last Jedi should have been pretty much
You and Nick have both said this now that the Hoth battle is one of your favourites.
Yeah.
Why is what to you makes a
It's
good
because
Star Wars battle?
I think it's like an intensity thing, like what's gonna happen.
Just to recap, we're
all
talking
that.
about what makes a good Star Wars battle.
Strategy.
We're talking about what made Battle of Hoth good.
Because they have an actual strategy. If you look at the other
Yeah.
battles, they're just frontal assaults.
Yeah, like this one is more like what's gonna happen? Like are the rebels gonna stop the AT?
Yeah, they had to like wrap around them.
Two words.
That's great.
Character driven.
Yeah, and
Caring about the characters adds such a difference.
and also it had a sense of dread because the rebels are like, we're fucked. We can't defeat that. So you have this thing like, oh, how are they
That
going
was
to
the
overcome
exact
this?
same on Last Jedi.
It wasn't the mining planet the New Hoth.
Yeah,
It was the
that's
same
what
thing.
that's what I thought it was going to do because they had the AT.
But then it wasn't.
What is
It was
called?
very
AT-ST?
it was
The
a similar
the
planet.
AT-M
It was made of
6s.
salt.
So on
Okay,
on-
one was exciting, one was emotional, one was underwhelming and full of missed opportunities.
One was in Empire Strikes Back.
I felt like I like the Last Jedi battle because I felt like it was
It
was
showed
like
the power of
yeah, it
First
showed the
Order.
power of the First Order, and they've quite literally got them back. They've got the rebels backed into a corner.
No.
The trench warfare looks cool.
It was good until that scene with Finn and Rose because when she comes in and say we don't fight to kill the people we hate.
Fuck you.
No, that part is like okay, that's
We
alright.
fight to save the people we love.
I'm like that's okay. The kiss scene we can say ignore that.
But you
But
could
then
saved everyone.
but then all that effort, you should killed everyone for
Yeah,
a kiss.
don't you love
you
anyone back
dirty
there?
slut.
With-
Sorry.
So we were just talking about Empire Last Jedi then. This is the statement I want to make. Empire Strikes Back, when it came out in 1980, it got the worst reviews of all time. pretty much.
Really?
In 1983, after Return of the Jedi came out, people went, okay, now that we've got the complete trilogy, Empire's amazing. Last Jedi right now,
You think
it
they're the
is
same?
the lowest rated Rotten Tomatoes score
By the fans.
By users.
of a Star Wars film, even critically.
Oh.
Really? I thought critics
Oh,
loved it.
Sorry, not minus the prequels. Like out of the main 5, because there
Fucking
are the main
critics.
5.
You
Wait,
can't-
so it's
you
lower
can't
than Rogue
ignore the
One now?
prequels.
Oh,
It was like 55 last time I looked.
Oh shit.
yeah,
I'm checking
for
now.
audience score. So I'm just hoping it's probably not going to happen because nothing's going to make me love Last Jedi. But after Episode 9 comes out, once we have the complete trilogy, it's like okay, Last
if it-
Jedi actually did work. There's a middle chapter.
But what if it does? I feel like it could work. Maybe.
Episode 9 needs to be best Star Wars
Just-
film method to make
Just
it
don't
happen.
get your hopes up.
Just give me
No.
Snoke and Skywalker's Force Ghost.
On
so-
Rotten Tomatoes, it has 91. So I don't know what you guys.
audience
think about.
score.
50. That's
Yeah.
Oh,
So it went
audience
down.
score. Because you said like critics. So I
No, no,
thought-
no.
No, so For critics, it's a lowest out. I don't know.
Critics
Don't
won't
forget
touch
Rotten-
Star
Rotten-
Wars.
Rotten Tomatoes is a shitty website because
I only trust
people with
Tourette.
higher fuck
What?
Tourette's the fuck.
people with higher like I don't know how to say it, like
Knowledge of filmmaking.
they're
Higher power.
not knowledge.
Do we all know how Rotten Tomatoes works?
No,
Yeah.
No.
I don't.
People who are higher up in the community get more pull.
So basically, this is how Rotten Tomatoes works. They grab all the critic scores on websites and they look at
Put it in.
for all of them. So when it says, let's say 9%, it means 90% of critics liked it. It doesn't mean it's a 9 out of 10. It means 90% of the critics that went to go see it enjoyed it.
So like when the Suicide Squad thing happened, like, it was like 40%. It was like 40% of people liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like it was 40%. Like
Yeah.
like a rating out of 10.
Like, if you want like a rating out of 10, go on to IMDb because Suicide Squad's like a 6.3 or whatever.
I don't trust like big critics because
I only trust
they're
IMDb.
the thing is they won't touch big names. Like
They always touch good names.
but they won't say anything big and bad about
No,
them.
they
like,
did. IMDb
Which one?
did bad with Hobbit, even though that's a big franchise.
Well,
but like
Have you seen-
Marvel, with the Marvel movies,
Yeah.
They slaughtered Iron Man 2 on
Right.
IMDb.
But recently,
It's
like
7 out of
after the
6,
Avengers,
7.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
with
What, Last Jedi? That seems fair.
and this is really important as well. With critics, people, one of the first statements people will go is like, "How could you like that film?" Critics said it was terrible. You don't judge it off what critics thought. You judge it on what you thought of it
like
yourself.
like and I cannot go with like what other people have like what closer people have said because
I
like.
can. Go, sorry.
Because I was gonna say like your choice of movie like really affects like when I think of a movie and you're like, oh, this is bad, it usually ends up being bad. So I trust like smaller critics.
I always go to Christians
can-
like, "Hey, watch this movie.
I
You'll love it."
consider it like trying to get a job. Ironic.
Haha.
So, say if a manager is looking to hire someone, and one of their employees says, "Hey, this is my mate. I can vouch for him. He's got good work ethic." They're more likely to hire that person than some rando
Yeah.
because they have someone's opinion.
It's like how I
no.
recommend to you with like Norman's Blade Runner
Yeah.
or Stay.
They were fucking amazing, and I didn't Blade Runner. I saw the first one. I couldn't watch it. I didn't like if I was doing something else, I would completely do something.
It's hard to sit through it.
It's another slow paced film like Mad Max that we were talking before
Yeah.
starting the podcast.
But it is my favorite movie right now, the new Blade Runner.
Of
the
all
thing
time?
Is, yeah, of all time.
Oh, shit.
The thing is,
After The Potters and Interstellar, it's my favorite too.
my question is right. What does it take to become a film reviewer or like a critic to do it professionally?
You start a YouTube channel.
Because my question is,
To become
would
a film critic, you just
Become
have to,
a Jaden
you just
Bandy.
have to say your opinions on films.
I think
Yeah.
it's like if you want true
Honesty.
true and honesty, wouldn't people like that have worked in the industry like
Unbiased opinions.
like a film producer, like someone who really knows about movies, shouldn't that sort of person like in the
From my perspective, with film critics, like people goes critics versus fans, I think that's a lot of garbage. Basically, at the end of the day, if you see a film and then you share your voice on it, that automatically makes you a critic.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to be a fan that just...
Yeah, 'cause it
like,
tried-
even sending out tweets.
Yeah, because they try to formalize it. Oh, there's fans, and then there's critics. Like anyone who critics something.
Anyone can be a critic.
Yeah, like, let's say if you send out tweets, "Oh, this was good," you just gave out your thoughts on it.
even if
and
it's like if you're
refuse
like this shit
basically
sucks, it's
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
It's... Go on first.
So it doesn't matter, like fans and critics, that's just a lot of garbage because critics can still be fans of,
140.
because critics can still be a fan of the series, but they're never identified as fans. So why can't fans be identified as critics?
Yeah.
Because they're still giving their
Because-
opinion.
People say, oh, we should trust people who have experience with film to give rating. That's like I give Jurassic World an example because it's an entertaining movie. So people who have expertise in filming, they'll say, oh, it's not a good film. That's not a good rating. That's not a good criticism. Just because it's not cinematic, it doesn't make it a bad film. I could come in and say, I liked watching this. It was a good time. That's
Yeah.
a review.
And now I'm thinking about it, it's really subjective because if you
It's
prefer
art. Art is subjective.
because if you prefer a certain if you're a producer who's been doing it for 40 years, but you prefer a certain style, you're obviously gonna have different views.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna take back what I said and
Jaden is an avid fan of practical effects. But there's that one person who's a big fan of CGI.
Yeah.
And whenever they see CGI, it's an instant 9 out of 10.
Yeah, like
So I'm going to take back what I said.
Like, I never say, like, CG is bad. I just say, if I was a filmmaker, I'll do as much practical effects as I can. But if a film is full of CG, I'm not going to judge it. Like, if CG is perfected
It's good.
and executed
Like Avatar.
to its use,
Avatar is fucking beautiful. And, what's the most
CG
about
should be there to
Avatar: The
complement.
Last Airbender, yeah, man.
It wasn't Avatar mostly CGI.
Yeah.
Like
CG.
80%.
Yeah, Last Airbender, yeah.
From what I personally think, though, is that CG should be there to complement.
Yeah, to do things that are literally impossible to be physical.
It's like a nice icing on the cake.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like technology is improving. We should be able to...
Yeah,
we should...
yeah,
With ourselves, we should...
man.
we want CGI, we do CGI. Anyway, Liam,
Least favourite film?
Yeah, my least favourite film.
you said Attack of the Clones, right?
Phantom Menace.
A Phantom Menace.
Yeah, Phantom Menace.
Yeah, understandable.
How
Well,
come?
Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. I don't like them equally as much.
Why
They're
not?
both cancerous.
Okay, I'm pretty... Yeah,
They're like The Last Jedi. They need the trilogy to be good.
Yeah, like I mean, the jump
Alright.
the jump to CG was good, but I mean, like, it could have been done so much better in Attack of the
I
Clones.
think it's just what happened at the time. At the time, CGI was like the shit everywhere. So it kind of
yeah,
I'm going to compare the two.
and Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones came out in the same year as Chamber of Secrets. The Bascular still holds up brilliantly.
yeah, it still holds up.
Alright, so
I agree with
I guess it's my... Oh, actually, before we do my turn, has your opinion of The Last Jedi changed because of this podcast? And what would you give it now? Because you said 7 out of 10 before.
Yeah, I think it's relatively the same, really. If not, it's only dropped like 0.2.
So,
So
I just want to jump in quickly. I said the Bascular was CG just then. Some of it was practical. I'm just saying I don't want Harry Potter fanboys to go out there and go, "Oh, you're."
We need to have a Harry.
you're wrong.
all two of
We
them.
need to have a podcast
Okay,
when the next Fantastic Beasts comes out.
Now,
My
Lee?
favourite Star Wars film is
It sounds like you're telling
The Last Jedi.
Sounds like you're telling your class. The teacher's like, "Come on, Liam, tell us about yourself."
Jamie,
My
he's
favorite
talking
Star
about-
Wars is.
My favourite Star Wars film is The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens, but I'm leaning more towards The Last Jedi. And I know you guys all hate it.
The question is why.
I just... It
Why?
was a fun experience
I
to
think
go
I'm going for
Why?
enough
I mean,
reasons.
that's a why though.
This
You know,
whole
I like-
podcast I've been saying why, but I'll reiterate because why not? It was a fun what?
If you go, why? It's like, why not?
It was a fun experience going into the cinema. I loved it, and I think it was just a fun Star Wars movie. It was a fun summer movie that I could go and watch, and I'd love to watch it again.
Yeah.
I felt like the colors were great. The scenes were all great to me. I mean, there's only a bit I can complain about.
Okay.
Mostly,
You want to say something?
I have an update about The Last Jedi. I just got a report from the Hollywood Reporter in America.
figured.
Jumanji has officially overtaken box office sales over Last Jedi
Domestically, though.
Domestic.
internationally.
Internationally, that's like
Hey, that's pretty cool.
unless it's
Last
China.
Jedi hasn't been released in China yet. though,
Yeah,
has it?
that's where the real bucks comes in.
They're about to get shit on.
Well, The Rock's on the way there now for the release of Jumanji. So
I think Last Jedi still needs to be released there.
it's being released, I think, this week
anyway,
or next.
yeah, I just felt like Last Jedi was a fun experience. It was a fun summer movie, and I know you all don't like it as much, but I don't know. I feel like it was a great Star Wars movie.
So,
and
has your rating still been a 7 out of 10, or are you going to raise it up?
I'm not gonna raise it up, but I felt like my opinion's not changed.
Did you say your worst?
I haven't said my worst yet.
Oh,
I was just gonna add on
Drum
the
roll,
reason why
please.
it's my favorite Star Wars is because the main antagonist, Kylo Ren, I feel like his portrayal is amazing by Adam Driver,
Yeah.
and he's an actual character. He's not an archetype or anything. He's actually a person with actual flaws.
You can
not just
sympathize.
three-dimensional
He has motives,
in one dimension.
You can relate to the guy.
Yeah, you can see his conflict, and you can see the reason for his conflict. My least favorite Star Wars film. Sorry. Ooh, I'd have to go with Phantom Menace for that one.
Yeah.
Just because of
Poor
all the
Pete.
hype about
It's coming
there's
back.
a new Star Wars coming back. It was a major letdown. I know you probably have something to say about Souls.
And we're about to watch it,
Yeah.
so oof.
But I felt like it was a major letdown for Star Wars, and Jar Jar Binks, obviously, as Liam said, was god awful. A young Anakin
Also god awful.
No,
He should have
thank
started
you.
in scenes.
I saw the auditions.
Now this is pod
I saw the
racing.
fucking auditions, dude. Even like Luke, George was like, the kid's not the greatest, but I like something about him. I think as we progress in the film, he'll get better. That's
He's
not a
in prison
secure
now.
fucking answer, mate.
Little Annie's in prison now.
Yeah, because fucking drugs. So,
Jake Floyd
yeah.
with
Now this is heroin.
No, this is pod racing.
now for more of the story of this podcast at the end of the day, if you're still with us, most likely not because it's gone on for too
Star
long.
Wars is an overrated series.
I think you're about to say what I was going to say too.
Basically, in our last podcast, what was really good about it was we got to introduce ourselves to this new channel, and for most of it, we all agreed with each other. This
Yeah.
podcast, we all had different thoughts, so you got to hear all our thoughts. But for more of the story is that people are allowed their own
Yeah,
opinions.
your opinions are yours.
What? Yeah, like
No matter what people say, they can't take away that.
like
Even though if some of them may be wrong, such as Liam saying The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars film.
yeah, but
you just defeated your own point.
I think like
Just like the movie.
something must be said at the end of this podcast that like at the end of the day, like we all said, it is a movie, and you know, we're at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of guys.
It is
opinion on
subjective. Art
Yeah.
is subjective.
Like-
so if you like the movie, we don't.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
even if a shot on it, I still had fun watching it, and you know, we all enjoyed
Yeah.
something from it. And at the end of the day, we're just like guys who do films talking about film. So yeah, if we annoyed some people off during this podcast, we
Especially fans of the prequels, because each generation
There's fans.
has their own
yeah.
Wasn't
Like Star
our
Wars
generation technically the prequel?
prequels.
Yeah,
But
we are.
with me, I always focus on the originals. Like the originals were the ones that I always hold on to.
Yeah. Because like usually your dad's the one that shows it to you. Because like that's why
Perfect
I loved
example.
the Fellowship of the Ring so much. Because that's my dad's favorite movie. So when he showed it to me, I fucking loved it.
Like the original trilogy and Indiana Jones are films that's, well, they're the earliest films I can remember my dad showing me. And they're ones that I used to watch with me and my dad and my brother growing up. So they always have that special spots. When with prequels, they were kind of like, they're on side if I want more, have more. But there's people out there that grew up with the prequels and go, those are the best ones. And that's fine. There's going to be ones about The Last Jedi, Force Awakens, Rogue One.
So like
That's fine.
like, that's why a lot of people have
Yes.
such a love for like, for example, Harry Potter, because they grew up with it. So that's why they hold it to
Hold
such
it
high regard.
We win.
And nostalgia's a big reason for liking
Yeah.
movies.
And that's why people
Yeah,
are
we
really
wouldn't have
critical
these
of this
guys.
one.
You have childlike wonder and everything's good.
Like the biggest people shitting on the
And
movie.
then life hits you.
The thing is,
Then childhood goes away.
the biggest people shitting on the movie are the ones that grew up with Star Wars. You know,
grew up with Star
Return.
Wars.
No, I mean not like original Star Wars, like Star Wars Empire and all that. And then now that it came back, it's that nostalgia that I believe
Like,
makes it more.
people that were fans of the originals, love the originals, they're playing for the unaltered. They hated the prequels, they hated Last Jedi. Rogue One was alright. And then there's Force Awakens, which they love. I describe
I
myself.
feel like Rogue One was a pretty movie.
It's a sad notion,
Yeah.
but they're just trying to imitate what they got in a childhood, and that having a childhood feeling.
Guys, you're 30 years old. Get over it, you stupid.
Your middle life crisis is over.
I think that's all we've got to say, unless anyone has any points they want to add.
Nope.
I still have a 30 minutes monologue going on.
Too
talk
bad.
about.
Alright, so this
Part
has
two.
been the Rant episode. Should we call this episode 1? Because the other one was
Episode
No,
two.
it's episode 2 because I just looked and it actually is on the channel.
Should we
so
make
it
it
has
episode 1 to
Yeah,
like
this is more of a
for
pilot.
refam?
This is a reboot.
We can call the first one a pilot.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
all different. We're a different group now.
Yeah.
We're
So,
revamping the system.
Enjoy that
Like
brand
Star
new
Wars.
Star Wars edition
Links
of
in
the
the
Rant.
description for people's channels. Jaden Bandy, Runway Films, Notorious Nicholas, and Justly.
Oh, rude.
Stuck in a
And
web.
Mel-
Straight at me.
And-
Well,
And the
Melodramatic.
greatest member of the group, Melodramatic.
If I'm gonna be honest, if you want to see Melodramatic on YouTube again, just say subscribe to Immortal
Wait,
Productions.
we got more
'cause He's
content?
not coming on this channel.
We got more content of Liam in our channels than he's got in his.
Same.
Yeah,
Let's see the last time he uploaded.
I'm pretty sure it's like it was
2
not
months
long
months
after
ago,
I
yeah, 'cause
done-
I'm looking.
Anyway,
it's at least 4
that is the
months
end of the
ago.
podcast. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time in about 10 years.
And please like the video and hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Fuck off.